Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. It's been feels like a month. I generally reckon a month.
Way longer than a month.
Probably a month.
I reckon longer than a month.
Well, probably a month for me.
All three of us.
All three of us. 3 months.
Give it 2.5, I reckon.
Really?
I generally reckon it would be.
And you're going to spend a month, we haven't done this.
Because I remember the last one, you couldn't make it.
Were you solo?
And it was me, solo one.
Yeah, you were solo. The
So
one before that, it was just me and you.
I think that one was a month ago. So that one
I
was,
haven't
was a
I
month
haven't
ago,
been here for a long
yeah.
time.
so both been MIA. The contract we were close to
I know.
the
Termination
of the contract. But
It was a bit like Steve Cooper over
Bro, I was like Neymar, just like, every year in November I'll be away.
yeah, but the March. Oh, it's my sister's birthday.
Yeah.
I've now got an injury.
That's funny.
but we're back. That's a good start.
Also, Sir Brox.
So, Brox.
the box, yeah. Happy birthday to Brox.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
We'll be back on Wednesday night, Thursday morning for another podcast. We'll be doubling up. We're back to double up, back to the normal schedule. You said it quickly before we get into it. Coop, you mentioned it to me.
Yeah, no, I
Cooper
broke the
scored.
news actually.
I had
broke
no
the
idea
news.
it was sacked. He's
Not
Yeah,
cool at all.
because I saw the notification probably at like 12 a.m. right? Mm-hmm. So as in you guys obviously haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I was busy watching
Yeah.
us warm up and play.
Actually, to be fair, did both of you watch the game live?
You know what I
Because
do?
I saw
I
one
watched,
of you.
fell asleep a bit
I
through it.
messaged the chat saying
Oh, Liverpool
the
one?
Southampton thing.
Yeah. But
And it
then my
didn't get
phone-
open till this morning. I was
But
like,
then my
sass.
phone-
phone
I
was
was like,
away.
sass.
I was like
Which
half
one- yeah.
asleep. I was half asleep. I did fall asleep during the match. I will
No,
say.
half time I was.
Yeah, you actually telling me. I asked what time did Ipswich score because I was certain I made half time.
Yeah.
Right, like as in I knew I had the game open and I was like eating pizza shapes or something.
Yeah.
Falling
And,
asleep with pizza shapes.
It's crazy.
Crazy.
It's crazy.
and legit, I was eating pizza shapes, and then I woke up at 5 a.m. My laptop was closed, and I was like, I swear I made half time.
Yeah,
right, you know.
just not
and then you
quite.
told me I
42
didn't quite
minutes,
get there, but
Tell you what, those Bet365 ads that keep rinsing at half time.
They're rinsing Bet365.
And my eyes just go like, and they're out.
funny.
They're closed.
That would have woke me up.
Second half old, but no.
I'm still waiting for the sponsorship.
Oh, we're waiting for someone. Again, that top corner. You can have a logo there. You can gladly have a logo
Or
there.
even above the shirts.
Yeah, anyway, we'll put it in person. We'll hang our sign up if you really want to. Let's go into it. Like exactly, obviously Cooper sacked. That's the first thing. Leicester 1, Chelsea 2. Again, we'll quickly flick over this one. It was sort of a classic.
Is it a
kickoff.
surprise that Steve Cooper's been sacked? I feel like that's the main talking point.
That's the thing. So, I got back for the last of 10, 15 minutes of it, and the commentators were almost like they knew. They were like,
Because I hadn't seen this at all.
Well, I didn't feel it.
neither.
I didn't sense
Yeah.
it, but the commentators seemed to be onto it. They were saying the style of football, the way they're playing.
It was
the
a
results.
weird one though, because at the departure of Maseka, they had gone and played this more progressive football, as of last year to get promoted. And then the Steve Cooper appointment was more so the type of manager you would sign in order just to make sure you don't get relegated. Mm-hmm. Did you guys sense that when they made that signing?
Yeah, sort of. Like as in, I don't know, a little bit, not panic, but as in, they didn't go for the Steve Cooper product is a little bit more understandable, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. You know you're going to get a bit more than going with someone who's got no experience. So you're trying to limit the variance of are you going to get relegated or not?
Yeah.
But on that, you would expect that if you're not in the relegation zone and you're 16th, right? Surely this far into the season, new manager, you're doing enough to stay up. To stay appointed, right?
Yeah, keep the job.
And you said you didn't really feel it. I feel that's a great point in the sense that every time a manager gets sacked, I feel like you can just feel it brewing. On social media, it's brewing. If anything, Glasnow's probably the next one.
Well, we were saying it prior.
Which you sort of felt would make sense if they parted ways. But Steve Cooper, I hadn't really heard any rumors about it. So that it caught me off guard. But yeah, if you're going to go with sort of an experienced manager like Steve Cooper, I would have thought
That's all you're really looking for.
Yeah, being in staying up would have been enough at the moment.
And that's the only thing I guess where I came from, because they still wanted to play that style of football though, because I think they're trying to do it. They're still playing possession based. I just think that's ahead of Cooper's
Definitely,
capability. He can't coach that, and maybe that's sort of half the reason.
It's just a weird one by the board and everything, because you would have thought that Steve Cooper coming in, you wouldn't have, based off his resume, too much expectation that he's going to go and play this
It must have been there,
expansive football, going to really push you up the ladder. It more seemed like that stopgap until we work out who we can get that next manager.
Well,
maybe that's why.
Maybe they've got someone lined
Maybe that's
up.
why they've got
Lined
someone.
up.
Maybe they didn't.
Well, that'd be a big move for them.
Yeah,
like it'd be a regression
system-
for Potter. But
Yeah, but Potter needs something. Like we keep Potter
does,
gets put up,
does Potter need something?
but if he keeps being put up against these big clubs and never gets it because we haven't seen
Well,
him manage
Chelsea,
for
but
two.
it's in.
Like,
But I feel like Potter is just needs to sit around for a little bit longer until like Palace is a step above, surely. I know they're in like relegation, but as in Palace like.
very similar squads though. In my
I think
opinion.
I disagree.
talent-wise,
I feel like Palace's squad is significantly better. I feel like they're underperforming.
It might be
this week.
better, but I wouldn't use the word significantly.
But
there.
but it's also like Palace are, like there's a whole cliche about Palace finishing 12th.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
It shows the
Yeah.
levels, right? Palace are like they're a mid-table club who are underperforming, and then like obviously Leicester have just been promoted. So
are Leicester though, apart from the last 2 seasons.
no, but that's the whole thing, right? Apart as of late, they've been relegated. So it's like
That's like saying Villa. Oh, you wouldn't when Villa just came up. You wouldn't take the Villa job because they've just got promoted. But Villa historically is a big club.
historic this, historic that. If you go player for player, right now, I think Leicester would probably just nick it.
wow, I wouldn't
Like-
have thought so at all.
Keep, I'm taking Hermanson. You've got international. I know Wout Faes great, but he's an international footballer.
Mark Gay clears like
Gahey, wait, 1H, Gahey and Faes. James
yeah,
Justin.
Faes, I think is so overrated though.
James Justin, right back. I'll take Tyreek Mitchell, left back.
Tyreek Mitchell, and then
The midfield for me is where Leicester's weak, but then you get the wingers. Mavadidi and Fado are incredible, I think.
yeah, but I think
And even Buonanotte,
I-
he
I-
plays for Palace every day of the week.
I think they have a fair bit going on up top, Palace. So you got quite a few assets there.
I like Matessa, but Kamada's been a
Nketiah,
flop.
Mateta.
Sar's been a flop so far.
Yeah, but I flop so far. But I just feel like the caliber. Look, it's that's debatable, the squads, but I just look at like you got players like Eze at Palace, where like I don't think Leicester have anyone of like remotely the close.
Yeah,
to
maybe the
Palace,
top
like
echelon of players Palace.
Mark Gay,
Yeah.
internet, like
We're
England
also talking about
centre-back,
players
like-
as well that are likely to move on in the next 12 months or so.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, but if the Potter comes in, maybe they stay.
yeah.
That's true.
I mean,
also.
but the Potter thing. Look, this is all speculation
Yeah,
around
it's
if he goes
hypotheticals,
to
yeah.
Leicester. So it's like we're sort of going down a bit of a rabbit hole here. But yeah, like in the grand scheme of things, it looks like they're being pretty proactive. In you're not wrong. Maybe if that was a stopgap, there definitely could be someone lined up.
You'd hope so.
Like pretty imminently, because it's also like they've made the decision on a weekend. Like these things are normally left to like.
Monday, Tuesday.
Yeah, the day Tuesday normally comes out the day, like because all the press gets done.
Yeah, it's like-
on a
Yeah,
Tuesday.
it's usually the speculation starts heating up on the
Yeah.
Monday.
It's
we
just
think
funny,
it's going to
like-
happen tomorrow, then it happens.
The urgency behind the sacking to do it on like a Sunday, over there like a Sunday morning, so they did it on a Saturday night. It's just it's
They
all
got
it's
someone in
all
mind.
it's all pretty urgent. You know what I mean? So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if someone's like appointed pretty quickly. But
yeah.
It could have been one of those things, simply like they weren't prepared for Maresca to leave. And then,
nah, that was always coming though. I thought.
yeah, but maybe they just weren't prepared for it. And then there wasn't too many people lined up. They get in Steve Cooper and we go, we'll use this time now
Yeah.
Fine.
to try and find someone.
I don't know
And
how
they
long this
finally found
contract. How
someone.
long was this contract? I mean, they're always normally 3 years. But
If I say normally a 2 or 3 year deal, you get slapped on. I just think in the end, you think it was supposed to be like the board thought it should be a stopgap. I think they must have had the expectation of continue to play this way because that was a frustration.
I mean, it wasn't
don't know.
that long ago that Steve Cooper had like this. You know,
Eight Sheffield United team.
what?
Forest, sorry.
No, but as in like more so the reputation of Steve Cooper was like,
Decent, yeah.
kind of like football, like a bit
Yeah,
of genius
he's a
up
mind,
there,
yeah.
and that is he's lost that a lot. Right?
I used to rate him. I was a big fan of Steve Cooper.
Yeah,
He's
but,
just
but,
another
but, as
one
in,
of
but as in
those-
he was like really rated, like as in he was like proper hipster stuff, like you know what I mean?
Oh, and when he got sacked, it was like
yeah,
people were like actually upset with it.
yeah, because Forest, it was a kind of big turning point in Forest.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, Forest went down a bit after that, didn't they? They've still been down until this year.
they I guess
they brought in Nuno and he won 3-1 against
he
Newcastle.
was. That was the basement. I think when he left, he probably did take it to the basement, and then it got turned around. So that's a point.
just on Chelsea.
I'm
Well,
about to
I
say
mean,
Enzo Maresca and Enzo Fernandez, both of them.
Yeah.
Booking.
so I don't know. I don't really know
Still
the
seen that
context. I don't
stat
know
though
the
with
context
Have you
of
guys
this.
seen that stat with Enzo?
Yeah,
And when Enzo starts, they win like 20% of games.
I saw like a meme, but I don't know what the context is, but it's like Enzo when he leaves
Leaves
wife
his
and
family.
kids.
Yeah, he got six assists.
So,
Something like that.
what's up with that?
I don't know what it is, but I just like.
Well, he's like divorced and he's like left the
He's
kids.
abandoned
Like,
the kids.
Enzo when he leaves the wife and kids is crazy. I saw
One goal,
that.
6 assists.
Oh,
in like
Rashford.
4
It's
games.
Rashford
Yeah,
type shit.
it is literally that.
Rashford type shit. That's great.
Kind of that distraction, you know, you got to focus on football. So he's.
But us,
he's making it
Chelsea
down.
third, eh?
Third.
Yeah,
And,
they're
and
quietly-
around it, like
Yeah, they're going about their business.
we still have them in their different category, their own category.
Quiet business, but it's happening.
That's right. We'll get to manager list later on, but you got to count into Maresca because again, I
Yeah,
didn't
it's
think
just
it'd be
very
this
early on
quick
for me.
the turnaround.
No,
No.
it is very early on, but it's look, we'll touch on that when we talk about
Yeah.
the
We come to the end of the year, I've no doubt in my mind that Maresca is
But
going
a
to
Chelsea
be a lot
exceed,
higher
the
than I
point is
had
a
him,
Chelsea
so
exceeding
will it-
expectation.
I think absolutely.
Yeah, I would say
Yeah,
so.
it's just so early on.
Well, they're third.
We've
They are.
seen
The
it.
third.
They're
Look
third.
at what
They
Forest are
literally
doing. Are Forest going to finish where they are?
No, but this is like, and this is always how I see things. Their football's actually backing the results, whereas
Correct.
the football is okay, but the results never came. If you can get great football and great results like Arne Slot does, like Maresca does, you got to give that a lot of weight.
I completely agree. I'm just saying, look at Ange at the start of last year. Great football and great results.
He just won
Yeah, after losing to Ipswich.
and he slapped up City
History of the
4-0.
Spurs.
Oh, you're only as good as the last result.
10 action.
Has anyone ever said that? I don't know.
Let's go to the next game because I want to hear. It's been a while since I had you on, so I want to hear about this. So Arsenal 3.
Oh, I haven't
Forest
spoken
0.
about this club in a long time, mate.
It felt like Arsenal of old. It was
It was an unbelievable
liquid
performance.
football,
To be
Saka's
honest.
goal.
I couldn't like. Well, yeah,
Creme
Saka's
de la
goal
creme.
was nuts, and I locally thought Odegaard's little assist for that was elite
important.
too.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I was watching, and normally when you're watching, it's so much easier to see the passes. Like you're watching, you're thinking, "Oh, you're so stupid, play that
You can
pass."
see the pitch.
I never saw that pass ever. I was
Yeah.
like, "What the hell is that?" So that was elite, and obviously the finish was insane. But nah, like in more holistically, I don't know. It was just we hadn't seen that type of performance all season. You know, like as in.
But
Speaking of Nuno and Forest a little bit, like that, they had the second best defense in the league going into that game, and they looked terrible.
Yeah.
Like we were on the front foot the entire game, and their strategy was just like boot it to Awani, Awani. Sorry, I butchered that bad. After dropping Chris Wood, who's on bloody smoke at the moment, so and they just couldn't get out. But nah, I mean. What does that game show us? Like, does it highlight the importance of Martin Odegaard? I think so. You know,
Yeah.
we have been so bad that like the connection between the front three and the midfield has just been non-existent without Odegaard. And to be honest, I think I think it's a bit of Havertz as well. Like we drop Havertz, Odegaard and Jesus are definitely more fluid than Havertz and Trossard at the 10. Trossard was good on the left, but even then, like he's like an output sort of moments player. So like, you know, when he's involved in the build up, it's pretty stagnant, and you know you lose that fluidity. So yeah, Odegaard was elite. Saka was elite as well. You know, I mean, he's
Saka
just. Unfortunately for Saka, he's probably like not going to make team of the season because Salah's just insane at the moment. Like. Yeah. Saka's he's got to be a top 3 player in the league, in my opinion.
yeah,
At the moment, it's got to be, surely.
Well, because
Like,
your team is 4th, and the only reason you're probably 4th is because of Saka, like single-handedly.
he's insane.
Oh, top three's hard, but maybe in and around.
Top 3 on
Who's
form,
better?
surely.
Salah's better, like right
On,
now.
on form,
Right now?
on form.
Palmer.
Palmer's not better. He's got one return in his last 4 games,
And he goes missing in big
and he
games.
scored 4 goals against Leicester, who've just sacked their manager.
Him going
It's
missing in big games.
He does.
He's
Palmer
true.
did.
He's
Palmer
true.
actually-
No,
United
he-
shut him down. Like that's
No,
a big.
it's like the truest thing of like
This
ever.
year he has, not last year.
Pretty sure he did last year as
He's
well.
got a spot kick.
He
versus
scored
City.
2 against City in one game. He scored a hat-trick against United.
Yeah, but,
No,
man, that was capitulation.
He doesn't get near the ball. He doesn't get near it against us.
Scored against you guys in the Sheffield Shield final.
Sheffield
Not
Shield.
Sheffield Shield. Community Shield. Community Shield final. Community Shield. Yeah, that's
I'm like
Community Shield. He scored against you guys.
Sheffield.
Yeah.
Yeah, Community Shield final. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a pretty clean goal as well. Just before he went to Chelsea.
I don't even know if we made the community. Oh,
For City, yeah.
Bro, that doesn't even count. That was City. Like, that doesn't count. At Chelsea,
now, I still have
at Chelsea,
Saka over
he disappears against big clubs. Saka,
That's a big call.
Saka turns up against every big club. His resume against big clubs is insane. He scores or assists every single game. So I think Saka clears Palmer, and it shows for internationally because Saka is just the locked in player in that team compared to Foden and Palmer. Anyway, point is, I think we've peaked too early in the last few seasons, right? I actually don't care if we're coming from behind. I think it's easier to come from behind than it is to lead. I just think all the pressure's on you consistently. All the media attention is on the leader. Liverpool, it's going to be, man, I thought we already had a hiccup last night. I said I'm retiring from Player Zone if Arne Slot and Liverpool don't have like a significant hiccup in this season, because we'll touch on that a little bit later, but I refuse to believe that doesn't happen. But yeah, I think if we can get a bit of consistency with the players, like we've obviously lost Ben White now for 10 weeks, but we've still got an elite back four there. Potentially our starting back four regardless.
Calafiori's,
with Calafiori and Timber. By the way, Timber was in the box half the game. Like, it was mental. It was mental.
Very high.
But yeah, if we can get some consistency, keep like our sort of starting team. We didn't have Rice on the weekend, but Party's been very, very good this year. Scored a great goal. Then I think we can make a really great run for the title. I know I think it's 11 points or 9 points maybe. Is it 31 and 22?
9.
Yeah, so it's 9 points. I think it's 31-22, so it's 9 points. I know it's 9, it feels like a lot, but every year come Christmas, it's like a 10, 12 point gap. It gets closed. Fixture congestion,
You think if City had a 9 point gap, they'd get close?
9 point gap, as in if they were leading?
Yeah.
Well, it'd be uncharted territory because City never lead. They're always chasing.
Have they led at Christmas?
Well, they would have.
In the last 4 years,
They did early on.
Early on.
They would have, but the point is more so as in like, I'd rather replicate the City model than try and lead again and lose what we have done the last 2 years. I'd rather be chasing, and I think we're in a great position to peak at the right time, which probably is now. Like, I think realistically, we want to peak, we want to start peaking during this Christmas period and just go on like a 20 game elite run. I think is what's going to be required, because Liverpool look great, but yeah, the performance was a 10 out of 10 in my opinion. Like, as in,
it's the best I've seen you play since.
Best game of the season by far, I think.
Probably before the run in last year. Probably like at the back end of the Christmas run last year, you like battered Sheffield
and by the way, on that, I would keep starting Jesus.
You keep him in there.
Havertz, it's just not a player I personally like in terms of his style of play. He's clunky. I don't think he's great in the build-up. I know he scores. I know he gets output, but I think he's great off the bench to change the game. I don't know how I feel about Havertz being like the go-to guy up front. I think Jesus is a more rounded product and suits our style of play better with Odegaard and stuff in the team. If we're doing all that intricate passing stuff, I think Jesus is better.
I just think, I said it in the prediction video, and maybe I'd say it differently, but I think Rice and Partey for me have been unders this year. That's just my view.
Partey's been unders?
I think he's been unders this year.
Wow.
I think
Partey's been top 3 players in our team. He's been insane.
And I think what we saw on the weekend
Rice has been a little bit unders.
Was the ball like pinging around a bit more with pace, like a bit more precision, a bit more intensity.
Have you watched a lot of games? Partey's been insane.
And I just think the midfield's been the problem with Arsenal this season, because the speed of ball movement has not been anywhere near what we saw on the weekend.
Yeah.
And what we saw on the weekend was maybe because Odegaard's in front of Partey and Marino, it was like a constant look to go forward rather than like sideways or backwards and stuff. And it looked like there was an intensity.
I think that's an Odegaard thing, to be honest.
And that is the only link. That's only missing Pete. Because maybe I've said it wrong, but I think Rice has been most disappointed with Partey as well. It just looked like the midfield have been.
It has been slow. It's been
fearful
really slow.
to go forward, commit numbers forward, and play with pace. On the weekend, it was just like bang, bang, pass. Saka, Odegaard, little space
against a team which is supposed to be hard to break down. So look, it's a very positive result, and definitely needed. Like
Well,
definitely
Danny got
needed.
that one.
You know, so look, I think that's everything that needs to be said about us. You know,
Positive.
looked like the prime sort of Arsenal we've seen over the last couple of years.
Yeah, like the last 2 years, yeah. Quick over the next one. Bournemouth 1, Brighton 2. Gav's on a good watch. Think it'd be a good game, but the weather just ruined it. Brighton were good. Matoma the score sheet. João Pedro again.
Pedro, what a ball, by the way.
Yeah.
To Matoma.
Phenomenal pass to Matoma.
What the hell?
Both finishes early in each half. Bournemouth never really looked like it to win
But he
this one.
benched João Pedro in FPL.
I benched Madison.
Oh, wow.
It's one of those ones. It's one of those
You
ones.
can't write off Brighton. Like, I did it, and I look like
Yeah.
a fool now, but...
Yeah, I
Wait,
didn't
no,
bottom
you
half.
do, to be fair. You look like a fool.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you know what? They lost a couple of players.
That must
They
mean,
looked on the down
that must
last
mean
year.
you've rated Hurstler very high.
He,
We'll have to wait and see.
he's up there. I wouldn't say he is in the top echelon of managers, but he's up there.
To this point, like I was saying to you on Saturday night, like I rate Bournemouth. I watch I watch Bournemouth every week, and at home, probably one of the toughest, if not one of the toughest teams to play. Like at that place, I'd never seen it. Never.
Well, we
never
lost.
lose. You lost. City lost. Newcastle haven't won there. I don't think Chelsea got the win there, 1-0, but they shouldn't have won there. The fact that Brighton have gone there, yes, the weather just sort of cancelled out the football, but in the end, they played some great football. They got the result, and they look pretty comfortable. Are we thinking that Brighton are now, because there was sort of questions, would they stay up there? Are we counting them in that 6 or 7? Like
I'm not sure about
yet?
the 6 or 7, but I'd be pretty
Yeah.
confident to say they're in the top 10.
I still think it's like the main concerns with Brighton were around like the squad depth and come like more congested periods when other teams have the luxury of rotating. I think they'll be caught out a little bit. But no, they've definitely exceeded expectation, and I think are like definitely top half. I would say.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with that. Top half. Do they have the opportunity to definitely push up into that 6th, 7th, around that spot? Definitely, but I don't know. It's hard when we look at the caliber of teams around it. I think this is the biggest thing about the Prem at the moment. Like, there's so many teams that are good now.
Yeah,
it's not like when we looked at them in the
But does that not
middle
help
in
them?
like 2015, 16, where there was 4 or 5 teams that were decent. Like, they were really good teams.
Yeah.
We're now pushing it on, and Brighton are now like closing in on the gap on those 7 or 8 teams.
Well, the league just feels like it's the most competitive it's ever been, to be honest, in my opinion.
You take Liverpool out of it, they're 1 point off City, they're equal with Chelsea, they're equal with Arsenal, 3 points clear of Forest and Tottenham and Villa, they're 4 points clear of Newcastle. Like, the teams below them, I don't think Forest...
No,
have to
they've
catch
been
them
very
up.
good. It's just
Yeah.
like, I don't know if they can maintain it. You know what I mean? Like, as in...
I just think this is actually probably their best time. 75 games in 30 days, whatever it is. A game every, fourth
You think that's
day.
good for them?
Everyone's playing... We've got more Champions League football, 2 extra games in this period for
Yeah.
Champions League football.
But,
They're not in the
but
cup.
the big clubs have the big squads to...
Dude,
But
to cover this.
these big clubs are already falling apart with injuries. City have sort of just coming out the end
Well,
of it.
City
You've
have,
come out of
we've
it.
come out. We've come out of it.
Liverpool are almost like due.
Chelsea have the biggest squad in the world. Like,
I just think as much as you can say rotate, like it's not as easy just to chuck a player in and it works. You've seen it, like Marino, you sign, you bring him
we did
in.
on the weekend. No Rice.
But you
No,
looked at the
and we
weeks
spanked
prior where
Forest.
Marino comes in, he's supposed to be the big signing, hasn't looked all out at sea in a like a new system, right? You just rotate players in like that. It doesn't quite
I don't know. I think
sit.
I think we need to let it play out, right? Obviously, but I would say I have a lot of confidence in our squad to be able to rotate and win every game. Personally,
Well, yeah, for you,
Like-
but I'm saying like
and Chelsea, I'd say the same thing. I think they have.
they're
players
all
which-
teams above them. I'm saying below them. Are you backing
Oh,
Villa,
below them, yeah,
Newcastle, Fulham, Forest to catch them up? Because they're all ahead of them, right? They're ahead of all these teams right now.
Well, I'm not sure about all of them, but do you back 1 or 2 of them? Like, do you back Villa to come on a good stretch? 100% I do at one point.
They've only scored 5 goals in the last 6 games in all competitions.
I'm understanding that, but do you know how good Villa is, how good their personnel is? They're liable to...
Yeah, but I know how much they've struggled before we've gone into this break with back-to-backs. They haven't done well with 2 games a week, let alone 3 games a week coming up.
I know, but they got quality. That's the thing when you look at it.
Brighton have got as well.
Not a
No, I think Brighton have
not
a
a
good, and
Villa's.
Brighton. I know Brighton have a good fixture on as well because I brought
Even
in
look,
João
there's a
Pedro,
lot of
so-
teams that we're talking about below them that might end up below them, but they're also teams that are due a good run of games. And they're going to have a good run of games. Even if you look, I don't know how high United's going to
Brighton
finish
have a
or something,
great fixture
but I'd be
run,
very
though.
surprised if United didn't go on some sort of little run at some point.
I just think, look, to wrap the game up, I thought this was a really important game for both sides. For whoever won it would get the confidence to go on a good run of games. 'Cause I think both teams have really winnable fixtures, Bournemouth and Brighton. And these are two teams that I think will be... I think Brighton have more chance to be around the European spots, but I thought Bournemouth maybe knocking on that door. Brighton win that. They've got great depth up top. They got great midfield depth. The defence is the problem. But they haven't had Lewis Dunk for the last 4 weeks, and they've still been winning. Their captain's not been there. Van Hecker, Webster, these guys, they're holding it down. So I don't know. I thought that was a big result on the weekend that can kick them into gear.
Sorry, I've just seen myself from outside the 1 million in FPL. Oh my god, I was 12k a couple of weeks ago. Mo Salah has killed me. Haaland, oh my god.
We could go to the next game before we do our first list. Villa 2, Palace 2. Had it on Goal Rush this one. I actually watched the full in-depth game. But yet again, Villa, for me, as I said, 5 goals I think in the last 6 games in all competitions.
Mate, it's the history of the Unai Emery.
It's fallen apart.
It is. I'm telling you, this happens in all
fallen
Unai's
apart.
clubs, man. He does this.
He's got a squad. I don't think a deep enough squad is what they.
He starts overcomplicating the squad and stuff.
Yeah.
It all gets a bit weird. Like
They also rotated. Liverpool rotated. Arsenal rotated. They also rotated. Ian Martin came in at left back. Rotation.
Why did they drop Digne out? He was insane for France.
Yeah, and I had him for FPL. I was pissed about it.
Yeah, it's stiff ass.
Ian Madsen got cooked as well by Ismail Assar.
That's the thing. But if you come in underdone, he hasn't played all year, and he's come in and being introduced to Crystal Palace counter attack, and I think they just got done on the break. 2 goals off the break. Classic Palace. Big result for Glasner. Because we thought, again, he was the closest to be sacked next.
Do you think if they lost, he was sacked?
I don't think he was sacked, but he was the closest
Villa
to being.
away.
That gives you some time. You get a draw away at Villa. So that Bournemouth and Palace last 2 teams to go there and get a
They got
point.
Newcastle home now, Palace. And then Ipswich away. That's a big game. If they lose that.
Big few weeks for
If they
Palace.
lose that, he's probably done.
Yeah. And you think Leicester got that new manager.
They're pretty
bounce
trigger
now.
happy, Palace.
They did love it.
Vieira was stiff as. Like, I
He had
never
all the
forget
bad
that.
fixtures.
It was mental. It was the craziest thing I'd ever seen.
But he needed that result. I tell you what, he needed that. Ismail Assar, good performance from him.
Yeah.
I was talking about him a bit off there. He hadn't been that great, but got on the score sheet here. Watkins on the score sheet again for Villa, but
Who scored the other goal? Tielemans.
Tillemans assisted someone.
Did he miss a pen?
He missed a pen though. Yes.
Yeah, true.
Ross Barkley header, 76
Barkley,
minute.
light
from
header.
corner.
That's right, yeah.
So Barkley header, Watkins goal. They had 1 big save from Henderson, but outside of that, it wasn't like they dominated the game.
Yep.
A little bit of worrying sign for Villa. And then the 0-0. I said to you, it was a bank of the 0-0 Everton-Brentford.
Yeah.
It was a
True.
bang on 0-0.
Was that your actual prediction?
That's my prediction. I nailed 2 exact results on the weekend. You guys
0-0.
and Brentford-Everton. Classic Everton
Was
at
there any
home.
close chances in that game?
Right at the end, better the shot was blocked by Pinnock, basically on the line. But outside of that, it wasn't many
remember that game.
clear cut chances. A lot of half chances for like DCL.
You're not wrong about Brentford away. They suck.
Brentford. That's their first point away though. That's their
Wow.
first point on the road this season, and
That's
that's mental.
mental.
Top half.
Yeah, we're actually having a chat about this the other day.
It's a funny.
They're like second, I think it is, for home form.
Yeah, them and
Well,
Forest.
they must be close.
Yeah, they are close because
It was something ridiculous. They had like 19 points or something like that.
all their points have been home prior to
Yeah,
this,
home.
this point in time. They got their first point on the road. Went down to 10 men.
Yeah, I
so
think they played 6 games and had 5 wins.
What's
or
their
something.
stadium?
the G-Tech.
The G-Tech.
The G-Tech.
G-Tech fam.
Get off the plane, you can drive
Yeah,
past.
there's some sponsorship going on there.
Yeah, crazy sponsorship. All right, let's get into the big segment of the week. Top 10 managers. This starts our annual...
Top 10.
Top 10.
Oh, sorry, top rating managers. But it starts our top 10s from like left back, centre back. This is the start of that.
So how are we doing this?
We'll go bottom half, then we'll do...
1 for 1 after that?
1 for 1?
Or, yeah.
Yeah, we'll do that.
So we've got 19 because Cooper's sacked.
Yeah,
Well, I just
so-
put Cooper at 20th just
Yeah,
because
well, he's
of
gone.
he got sacked. I probably would have had him 1 or 2 higher.
Yeah, in and around that sort of spot. It wasn't doing much.
He would
So-
have been second last.
I'll go through my top 10, making sure that I don't do more than that.
No, you're bottom 10.
Bottom 9.
Yeah, okay. So my bottom, well, including
Yeah.
Cooper. So I've got Cooper 20th, Martin 19th, O'Neill 18th, Lopetegui 17th, Glasner 16th, McKenna 15th, Nuno 14th, Herzula 13th, Howe 12th, Maresca 11th.
Okay. Some new faces at the bottom.
Maresca 11th.
For a third place Chelsea, that's crazy.
I have gone obviously Cooper last. 19th, Martin. I wasn't entirely sure who he was.
I wasn't familiar with your game. I was not familiar with your
I
game.
wasn't entirely sure who he was.
Russell.
No, it's actually stiff. I was doing all the managers this morning, and I had no idea who Southampton's was. I'm
He's
a
young
casual.
geezer,
I'm
right?
sorry.
Yeah, he's true. Yeah.
Martin 19th. 18th, I have Loptegi. 17th, McKenna. Stiff, but 17th.
That's the way it is.
16th, Glasner. Fraud watch. 15th, Nuno.
Ooh.
He's a fraud. Nuno's a
Whoa.
fraud. I don't care about Forrest. He's a fraud. 14th, Gary O'Neill.
Gas.
Arguably should be higher.
Bro's still on that.
13th, Ursula. 12th, Sean Deitch. And 11th, Thomas Frank.
We are very similar for that middle bunch. I went Martin 19th, Lopetegui 18th, Kieran McKenna 17th, Gary O'Neill 16th, Sean Dyche 15th, Glasner 14th, Nuno 13th, Ruben Amorim 12th, Frank 11th.
12th, Amorim. Okay.
One game in the Prem.
Yeah, no, but you can't base this thing off the Prem. Got to give some hope to
12th,
United.
Amorim. Okay.
Yeah. You can't have him in the top 10 against some of these names that are in top 10 yet. You give me a few games and I'll put him in there, but right now, you can stick in the bottom half. Let's go one for one then in the top 10s.
Okay, so
Oh,
I've
wait,
got,
actually,
Any major, like...
What was the difference?
Any
well, I had
powers?
Maresca and Hergula maybe a little bit low.
Yeah, I
Apart from that, the
I had
rest.
hers at 13.
Oh, so same as you then.
Yeah.
So my only one that was probably low was
Maresca.
Maresca. Everyone else, I think we had the same.
And that's just because you're waiting for time?
Oh, no. I purely believe that come the end of the season, he'll be a top 5 manager. I just struggle off 12 games. He can do as good as he wants. I've looked at other managers in the past, and I understand he isn't just putting results on the field, he's also playing good football. But it's 12 games. And
How
then
do you have Amorim higher than Maresca?
I was ask this.
Amorim's coached longer.
Maresca
Maresca
got
did-
Leicester promoted.
I think
and
the
has Chelsea
championships
third.
a more competitive league than it is. It is
Yeah.
better than Liga Portugal.
Sporting hadn't won a championship for like ages.
Yeah, but
It
it's
was
not,
like
it's
15
not
years
very
or something.
easy to go and whack 100 points in the championship either. That's
And
the
it's
thing.
also like...
I would agree with you. However, looking at the other teams that come up, Leicester's squad in the championship was significantly better than anyone else's. I'm not saying they should have got 100 points, but I'd say it was anything other than first was an underachievement in the championship.
Okay. I think Sporting's
Well,
pretty strong.
you think if they didn't get automatic promotion, that was pretty much an underachievement. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, but the way they bossed the league from basically the first game to maybe 40th game.
Mate, you could
Yeah,
say,
they had a
you could
Champions
say,
League finalists running through their
well,
midfield.
you could say Sporting have like the best striker in the world. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's all framing, right?
Yeah.
I just think what Maresca has done, you know, even in his 12 games in the Prem or 11 games or whatever it is.
And the context
Like,
of Chelsea.
yeah.
how
No,
toxic
I
that
can
club is.
completely understand that, but we're just saying is I'd put him higher based on his probably Chelsea than his Leicester. I just look at Leicester and I go, their team was seriously good. Their team was better than all 3 of the relegation teams last year.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
They had Harry Winks running through midfield. Whatever you think of Harry Winks, he still started for Tottenham in a Champions League final. In a Champions League final.
Yeah.
Whatever you think of him, he's not a
Mate,
championship
there's
player.
There's definitely been some absolute frauds who've started in Champions League final. But no, that's a fair point.
Fair enough. That's fair enough. Well, Carey
that's
started
why they
Champions League
lost
final. That's when you know.
Sorry?
Carey started Champions League final, so like
True.
there's a level to this
True.
game. There's a level. But anyway, it's fine. Anything else we had? I think basically all the same.
Yeah, the same. We'll go my 10th.
Go 10. We'll go 1 for 1.
Sean Dyche, my man.
I can't argue. You're gonna sit in this bandwagon, so I'll let you have
Yeah,
that.
I mean, I went Dice 12, not that far.
Yeah.
I went Eddie Howe 10th.
I'm Eddie Howe 10th as well.
Yeah, you went, okay, cool.
We had a
Okay.
very similar list, I think,
Yeah.
in the end of it.
I mean,
I had Howe 12, so not far
Not
off.
too far.
oh, you had Howe bottom half. True. Yeah, I just think, like,
I don't rate him.
Eddie Howe's underperforming the squad. So I think
Yeah.
it's that simple. You know what I mean? Like, as in, he's got a bit of a resume. He's done some good things. You know, decent time at Bournemouth, but it's just like
I think
he's just a mid-table manager.
I think he's made to bring things up,
Yeah.
and I don't know if he has an ability to coach the big team onward. So he brought Bournemouth up,
A bit
and
like
established
a
them.
bit like an Unai.
Maybe not to that level because they're
Well, I
not
swear
trophies, but like
A bit like an Unai, but don't you?
Yeah, I've got Unai pretty
yeah,
high.
Eddie Howe is a flat 10.
Why would you say that? Why would you lead it up like that? Okay.
You teed yourself up, haven't you?
9th, Marco Silva.
I like it. I have him very close.
9th, I had Iriola.
I have Hertzler 9.
Yeah.
Fair
Nah,
enough.
that's
I
it.
think they're all fair.
That all makes sense.
Yep. 8th, I've got Amorim. So not
Same.
that high.
I'm Amorim 8th as
So
well.
not that high. Like, I haven't put him above a lot of these managers. And, yeah, the argument with Maresca is definitely fair. Come probably mid-season, it'll be justified. But, I don't know. I always take a long time to make an opinion.
It's true.
And at least Amorim has done something. I know that.
Yeah, I mean,
I know that hasn't worked in the past. We look at Ten Hag, but we all have Slot up there, and I know Slot's done a lot in the league, but probably even prior to the season.
Yeah, but it's the history of the Feyenoord,
You'd have Slot in your top 10, I'm pretty sure, prior to the season.
This is to my point to Maresca, because
but Maresca's coached for a year and 12 games. It's his whole coaching career.
But that's to his credit. That in his time, all he done is succeed. He hasn't failed yet.
It's just hard though.
It is harder, but it's easy to do it because where has he fallen short yet? He hasn't actually.
But it's like seeing that young player. It's like making a bold call right now and go, you know what, Kobe Manu is a better player than like, I don't know who's in and around it. Kobe Manu's who I'm trying to think of but Kobe Manu's a better player than like any of the top 5 midfielders or something like that. And because he's played better for 12 months.
Yeah, but we're talking about a player versus
But it's the
potential and
exact
player and
same
physicality
thing.
is different. A game is
It's the
different.
exact same thing. They're young. Maybe at the end of the career, Kobe Manu will be up there. But you can't say Kobe Manu's been playing well. But if you're talking about the best managers or the best players, you can't say that.
Who are you making the comparison with?
I'm just saying, like, Kobe Manu last year was
Manu
saying-
and top player.
I'm
Okay,
saying-
let's say Manu and
who?
Kobe.
I'm saying
let's say
Maresca
Manu
hasn't put a
and
foot
Yuri
wrong yet.
Tillemans.
I'm saying Enzo Maresca has not put a foot wrong, so it's actually harder to play him down.
So you're
than it is to
saying
play him
Maresca
up.
is Kobe Manu, and you're saying who else is who?
Well, I'm just saying.
You're saying the top 5 is just like the more
managers.
established managers.
Yeah.
I don't think it's saying that.
It says more if you can come in and be perfect from the start.
So you're saying like Manu like cooking in like the under 21s, like Maresca cooking in the championship.
But he's not cooking in the under 21s. He's been cooking for
but
United.
But you're saying that Maresca in the championship is like Manu in the 21s.
Well, I didn't even think of that, but
But
yeah,
but
I'd say
is
that.
that like sort of what you're saying?
Yeah, I would say
You're
that.
essentially disregarding.
Yeah, I'd
What
say
he did
that.
last year.
Like that's just I don't know.
All I'm saying is,
if you've got Slot this high,
it's like when you talk about these players, like these massive goal scorers, and you're like, oh, should we start comparing Haaland to Messi and Ronaldo? Well, maybe in 10 years' time we can, but we can't do that right now.
But I keep saying players versus managers is a different story, man.
It
about-
is just very different. And we're also doing it like we're not doing legacy. We're doing it on like who is
managerial
the
capacity.
best at the moment.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, Haaland and Ronaldo. Yeah,
But Ronaldo's past it, but I'm saying,
Haaland right now would be number 1 and Ronaldo would be 20. You know what I mean? Like as in, like.
But don't you reckon, Todd, when you think about it, when managers come in, it's not very easy to start. He's come in and actually never failed yet. His worst period, probably 2 draws in a row in the championship last season.
Pep's lost 5 games in a row. Is he not number 1?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like we're not doing it on like.
But Pep has stuff behind him. Maresca,
But
don't
what I'm saying,
know.
Maresca we don't know, but everything we do know has been a massive thumbs up. He hasn't failed yet. He has not made one mistake yet.
I'm not disagreeing with
his
that.
managerial career.
I'm not disagreeing with that.
So
I just
for
think
1.5
we're talking about
seasons-
the best league in the world and managers that have coached for 10 plus seasons. That's all I'm saying.
And to that point, there's not that many that have coached more than like 3 seasons right now in the Prem. I don't know.
Well, they've coached other places, most of them.
My Arteta's a veteran now in the Prem. It's crazy.
He's one of like
They've coached other places, and that's all I'm getting at.
That's true. All right, we'll pass that. So you had 9 who? We're at 9, weren't we?
Iriola.
9, yeah.
Yeah,
No, we're 8. We're 8.
No,
we're
we were
8.
on. Oh yeah, we were. Yeah, Amorim.
I said Amorim. I don't think you guys have said you're 8.
I said Amorim as well.
And I have Marco Silva. I just appreciate the whole City days of it.
Yeah, fair enough.
Well,
7?
7.
I've got Iriola.
I got Marco Silva.
I have Postecoglou. I have him pretty low down.
I mean, like,
Yeah, I don't have him too far off, so that's all right.
I think that's fair enough. I just think I put more weighting on like what Ange has done in other leagues.
Yeah, the Celtic
Because,
days.
you know, I think it's all relative, right? You know, like you have a shooter squad and you perform well in a league. It's like that's why I put a lot of weighting on Maresca's championship. Is because you know, like you're still a championship club, whether it's a good championship club or a bad one. You've got 100 points in the championship.
Yeah.
You've been promoted. It's like, you know, obviously Ange played at Celtic in the Scottish league, so it's like, you know, it's the best club in the league. But you still went there and like won trebles, like domestic trebles and stuff. So it's like, you know, I put a bit more weighting on that.
That's fair.
Who did you have?
6?
7?
6 now?
At 6, I had Maresca.
I had Thomas Frank.
Wow.
Okay.
Where did I have Thomas Frank? Bottom half.
I had him 11th.
I had him 11th as well.
That's crazy.
Wow, you really rate Thomas Frank, eh?
I think he's one of those managers that has just always done well. I think if he went to a big club, he'd
So why has
maybe
he not
find
got
it
that big
difficult.
move then, do you reckon?
Why did they just avoid relegation 2 years ago?
I don't know. They're very good questions, but
But why can't
do you
why
think that
can't
Brentford
Thomas-
team is
Why can't
that
Thomas,
good?
No, but
Why can't Thomas Frank get a big club move?
I'm not sure.
I think there's
There's definitely good questions.
That's
And
yeah.
maybe I have put him a bit higher, but I just look at what he's.
What I value from him is that he's changed his style of football this year, and it's actually working. I actually respect that part of it. That probably helps him. But yeah, it does make sense. He
He does
Thomas
get
Frank-
linked
he's
to the
been
big
there-
clubs very often.
Thomas
Yeah,
Frank
he
has
does.
done very well with the squad he's had.
Yeah.
I agree. I just think it's like,
There's other better managers. Is that
well, obviously, but as in, it's just like I think there's a
more
bit of
unknown
there's
than-
definitely a hipster element to Thomas Frank as well. The long hair, like I'm being dead serious. People love that about him compared to like Sean Dyche. Like if Sean Dyche had long hair and played expansive football, but Everton finished in the same spot. I don't know. Oh, and Burnley finished in the same spot back in the day. Exact same credentials except different style of play, and and wasn't Brexit. Then I think he'd probably get more credit as well. So I just think Thomas
That's
Frank
fair.
thing.
who did you have 6?
I had my boy Ariola at 6.
Oh, fair
Backing
enough.
him hard.
So now
Spanish player tax.
We get into the big 5. I think, do we all? Oh, no, we don't. We've got 4 of the 5. You've got one different to us, maybe.
Yeah.
I think
You've got the
me and you
exact
must
same
have the
5.
exact same.
Or different order, I guess.
Yeah, but you got.
I have Ange at 5.
I've got Andrew 5.
I have Maresca at 5.
Yeah. So okay.
Yeah.
So
So not too far off you, but a little bit off you, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's just what we value.
with Ange, does he have much like? Is it disrespectful not putting him above Slot?
I don't know why,
you know what I mean?
but why is this is why my point of it? Why watching Tottenham last season, we knew they were we knew it, we knew they were going to fall apart. Whereas watching this Liverpool team, for me, as someone who's been backing him now for 2 years, I can't see it falling. I can't see it falling
They
apart.
do.
See,
It's
I
just-
think
it's
I
just
think
how-
they will
it's
fall
just how
apart.
it
It's just
works.
it's just how bad. I think when we look at the Tottenham one, but is that not more of an thing as well?
problem.
Of it's a, like the history of the Spurs. We look at Liverpool.
No,
we go
it's-
Liverpool. That's what it is, though.
Something happens to Liverpool. I can't tell you.
No,
why.
I agree, but you don't
but
think about it
without-
so much
without-
because Liverpool, as of recent, haven't fallen apart that badly.
Without
They'll
Klopp
fall
being
apart.
there, it just doesn't feel like it's going to be the same emotionally
No,
draining
it's
season.
not. It's not that. It's. But I'm gonna frame it the other way. I'd be like, okay, there's just Slot and Liverpool have to like defy Premier League all-time greatness history to win the league this year. We have never seen, and any club, to be honest, I can't think of one club where they've gone from they've had a change of regime. Like the Klopp was a regime,
And they've gone and done well.
and they've maintained this level of form. Like it just doesn't happen.
Yeah, look at Wenger.
Like, it's when I think it's when it's like how can you deal with it when the adversity comes, right?
Yeah, which 100%.
and it will come.
I can
It
support
100%
that.
comes.
But the whole, I hate the word, the aura around him and the style that actually suits his players rather than, I think at the end of it, Klopp's system and style of football actually negatively affected his team. The energy and intensity, there was no Milners, there was no Hendersons, no Van Aldens there. We've got Gravenberch, McAllister and Jones. We've got a system that they're fine giving Southampton 55% possession because you're going to win a game because they can win in different ways.
is in career best form.
This is what someone brought up to me the other day. He's been in this form now. He's been in this form now for 4 or 5 years though.
Well, he didn't do it. The
Last year.
reason they didn't win the league last year is because he dropped off.
But you look at his numbers; they're all the exact same.
Yeah,
consistency throughout.
up until November.
I
It's
still think
it's
though,
November.
the setup and the way they go about it, whether it means we don't have to press rock and roll, we don't have to have 50, 60% possession. We can have 40 and still win a game. There's more versatility. There's more longevity in this system, in this managerial style, and in this team. It's extending the lifespan of this team.
I'm like, what you're saying has way more logic behind it than what I'm saying. I'm just saying, oh, it's gonna fall
It's the
off.
feel of it.
It's just gonna fall off.
Yeah.
But it's
I
like
think it does though.
I'm doing that because it's like we've seen this every
Time.
I'm just telling you, this happens every time. Like, you know,
I think it's the
that
amount
is,
of
it's
the
literally
drop-off.
it's like a hunch, but as in it's a hunch which I feel like we've seen it play out so many times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's more so how far they drop off because it is inevitable that they are going to drop.
Oh,
off.
they've
not going to
exceeded
continue.
expectation,
They're
without
going
a doubt.
to. They're not going to continue.
They will draw and lose a game, or draw, lose a game at some point in the season.
But that's what I'm trying to say.
But
And
why
that's
are
when
City not going to? Why are Arsenal? Why Chelsea not going to? Because if it's the most competitive league, like you guys said 20 minutes ago,
So, because I think Arsenal are better, is what I'm saying.
okay, that's
Like,
so. Do you reckon Arsenal are better? That they will not do an exact same thing as well?
I think Arsenal have already had their hiccup.
yeah,
right?
exactly. I was about to say, I think that's the other thing.
So that's
like,
what I'm saying. So
we've
if they've already had it, Liverpool haven't it. So if you take the first 12 games and remove that, we've got a 26 game season. If Liverpool have one, I reckon Arsenal have another one. So that's one each. That's all I think.
Oh no, I'm not saying that Arsenal
but like-
don't have another one. But I'm saying
But that's what you
usually
believe, that's
these
what you believe
decent
in.
teams. Well, you look at Arsenal as of recent; they usually have one hiccup a year.
We've already
City have one
we've
hiccup a year.
already-
They've already had theirs.
Liverpool lost.
It's a different thing.
Liverpool have lost to Forest. Like they're not like this invincible team.
No.
You know, like
They still have the best record of a new manager at the club. Like you're saying, it's
no.
defying expectations.
no,
is.
It
Because
it
currently,
works.
it definitely
The
currently
I think
is.
the
But it's
manager
also
works
it's also
its
the
team.
worst.
It's a very, very
It's
small
also the
sample
worst City
size.
team we've seen in 10 years. You know, it's like, you know, Arsenal have we've had the most injuries we've had in 5 years. Like, I think a lot of it I think a lot of these things couldn't have gone better for Slot, right?
absolutely, yeah.
So, you know, look, they have City this week. They're versing the worst City team in legit 10 years
6
probably.
years,
So,
yeah. Well, yeah.
so it's like, you know, it's almost like they have to get a result now. They have to win because, like you know, they're favourites. When have City not been favourites in the game? I mean, a long time, I imagine. So,
It's very interesting, but looking at it as a whole, they as well are a team that lacks a little bit of depth, in my opinion.
Oh, absolutely. But that's my point, though. This more relaxed, sit backish style, it sounds stupid, but you're not like to get those like hamstrings and calves because it's not this high energy 55, 60 possession. They're fine sitting on 45% possession.
They're still
and winning
elite
games.
athletes.
they just
They're
lost.
still elite
Like
athletes.
they were just losing 2-1 to Southampton.
But did you ever
this-
believe they're going to lose that? I did not for 1 second believe they're going to lose that game of football.
No, maybe not in November, but but like when there's more pressure because of the title's right there and
But I
like
believe the exact same for Arsenal. When you have your full team at the end of the season, the last 2 years,
no,
you've fallen apart.
that's true. That's definitely true.
Can we just put it? Do we believe City the second or third best? I think they're the third best team.
City.
Yeah.
I think City going to
I
win.
think
the
City
league.
on their day are the best team in the league still.
But right now, are we saying they're the second or third best team?
Oh,
Right now, as a
probably
form
probably
third.
probably like fifth, mate.
So
Probably fifth
but
or sixth.
we're not
The
that
City win the
feeling of
league.
There's a difference between capitulating with City
because
behind
City
you,
have done it.
yeah, versus an Arsenal behind you.
No,
There's a different feel about that. You can't capitulate. There's no same capitulation with.
Do you
just make it
genuinely believe that Liverpool are going to finish above City this year?
I kept saying it's going to be City win it or Liverpool win it. I don't see Arsenal winning it. I think Arsenal being in the middle maybe, but for me right now I see Liverpool.
I see
Arsenal.
exactly what happened last year.
The only other
happening
thing
again.
about Liverpool as well is that why do they start so bad every week? Why do they go 1-0 down every week? It's like
We're the same point last season though. They
And it didn't
yeah,
work.
and it did, and
it
that was
didn't work.
that was one of the reasons I had no faith in them winning the league.
And we were right.
Ever was because I was like, it just doesn't happen. You just don't keep coming from behind and winning. It's just never happened. You know, it's not a sustainable style. Like, I just don't think. I just look at the trends of this Liverpool team. You know, where it's all gone to plan perfectly. They've had no injuries in my. I can't think of any injuries they've had. You know, like everyone's fit. They haven't even had to use Chiesa, like their new sign. So it's like,
forgotten about.
yeah, legit.
Yeah.
Everyone, no one even knows he's there anymore. It's like, I just think it's all gone perfectly. And to be fair, they are first. They have a 9-point gap or an 8-point gap or something. You know, they've gapped the league early in the season. It's fair enough, but there's a lot left to play out, and I just think these trends come back to bite you a little bit. You know, like when Salah does what he's done the last couple of years and drops off in the start of the new year, and he doesn't put away two
What
20-minute
people don't
goals.
understand as well is looking at Salah. Look at his age. Can he actually play out a full 10-month season as well?
He didn't last year. is a reality. And
He's a quality player, but
he's been elite this year.
it's hard.
I think Salah is in career best form. It's just, can they maintain it? Anyway, we're on a tangent here.
yeah, we're at tangent.
Yeah.
Well, moving on to, I've got slot at 4.
I've Mikel at 4.
I've got slot at 4, so.
Sure to win anything. So
I had Slot at 4 as well. On the basis that...
You're still waiting for it.
Yeah, I think if...
Well, I mean, I have him higher than Maresca, so it's like,
No, but like
like...
the fact that the ones above him all won something or done something. So you
Well,
put up against an established career. Yeah.
I have...
Well, Arteta at least has proven that he's up there.
Mate,
I'm still got question marks on Arteta.
This whole
but
trophy thing with Arteta is ridiculous. Like, if he really wanted to win an FA Cups and Carabao Cups and stuff, he could.
But just show me that. I'm minding to show me
Well,
something.
we did win an FA Cup.
Yeah, like the COVID one. Like the start with against Chelsea.
Oh, it's
right?
like-
my
it's
thing
like
is,
Liverpool won a
I'm
COVID
not
league.
big on Arteta
Yeah.
right
So
now.
does that league not count?
People keep saying it's like it instantly has an asterisk against that title, that FA Cup, that Carabao. Like, it always have these asterisks against it.
Who actually cares about an FA Cup and a Carabao Cup?
And
I don't think anyone cares.
All I will say about all this thing is, I think at the moment, this thing with the trophies is a little bit irrelevant.
Mate, it's just what rival fan bases say to like stir up shit. Oh, trophy. It's like,
if he goes again this year
no.
and
He
doesn't
needs to win
win
something big. I agree.
and doesn't win the Prem or Champions League really this year, he goes into next year. He goes into next year. I'm not saying he's going to go into next year with much pressure, but it will start to mount next year.
I'll sound ridiculous here, but I don't think he deserves pressure, but I just don't rate him higher than some of the other managers because he hasn't won anything. Like, I still rate him.
He does deserve pressure.
But he's still done a great job.
But he's took him here.
So what
You've
is
now
slot,
got
what
to
is slot
take
one?
you there.
What is slot one?
He's won we're going back to Maresca's point. Maresca won in the
Then why did you
championship.
put Amorim
Did he win the league with
Then why did-
Feyenoord?
And he won. Yeah, he won
Yeah,
an
why did you
Eredivisie
put
and
Amorim
a
higher
Dutch
then?
Cup.
He
It's
won
the
the
one game in the
Dutch-
Premier League.
That's
It's the one game.
Wait, the Dutch Cup or the Dutch League?
Dutch League and the Dutch Cup.
But you can only base them off what they've done.
Yeah, and what Slot's done is Slot's ahead of us.
You think Slot winning those leagues
Correct, he's ahead,
is
but not
better
that
than Arteta coming second to that City team? The best team in like history.
And then he's come in and already beaten Arteta when he's come in the league. He's
When
been
did
here for
he beat-
11
when
games.
12 weeks.
He's already ahead of him.
This was my point before,
when
though.
did he beat Arteta?
He's on 31 points, you're on 22. He's 9 points clear of you already.
Yeah, but
That's my point.
12 games. This brings back my Maresca
And this
thing.
back my Maresca point. Why I've got him 5th is because he's come in and in 12 games hasn't put a foot wrong.
Look at players, what they can do in 12-week
is
patches.
statistically the best manager to come into the Premier League in his first, better than Gus Hiddink, better than Carlo Ancelotti, better than Maurizio Sarri, better than all these names who've come in and done fantastic and won the league.
Think about a specific Newcastle player that went on a 12-run match and was the best player in the league.
Of a season. He's gone from the start when he's joined the club
No, look.
with a whole new system and made it
12
count.
games.
There's definitely validity to what you're saying. It's just like
Definitely validity.
Players
I
and managers
agree.
are different, man. He's gone into a
Manager bounce,
cult
all this type of
almost,
thing.
A Jurgen Klopp cult, and
And Ole Gunnar
revolutionised it
Solskjaer
to
didn't
make
lose for
him-
4 months.
Yeah, but this is different. It's different. Watch them play. Watch United play. Watch this team
Mate,
play.
we literally lost the league by like 2 points. I just think Arteta gets such a hard run.
No, I agree with you, but you have to agree with Arteta in a sense that if he doesn't win anything this year, next year goes in like he has to win next year something then. I wouldn't say he has to this year.
It's like Zidane. Some managers win shit, and some managers are just great.
Some
They-
clubs are
they just
Real Madrid
manage well.
and Ronaldo. Like,
So you think if he goes this year and next year
Zidane
without
won-
nothing,
No,
he
Zidane
goes
won
4
one league
seasons.
title in 4 years. One league title. He wasn't a league manager. He won trophies. He won 4 Champions League, 3 Champions League.
he had-
but he won one league
He
title.
had Ronaldo, Benzema, Bale,
the best
Modric,
player.
That's what I'm saying. That's
He
what
had
I'm
like
saying.
the best player
That's
of
what I'm
all
saying.
time.
So he won trophies, 3 Champions League.
the best player of all
but
time.
couldn't put together 38 games because he only won one league title.
So exactly.
People
so
hold
who-
it
so-
against.
So who's
people
the
hold it
better? Who's
against
the better manager then? Like, you know,
That's what I'm
as in,
saying. There's winning. There's people who win stuff, Zidane, versus managers that put together
I'm
league
not buying
seasons
it.
like
I'm not
Arteta.
buying it. Give Arteta Ronaldo and Benzema.
No, all I will say though, I'm agreeing with you,
I'm not
but you
buying
have
that.
to agree with me that come the end of next season and he still has nothing, and that is a long way away.
So where
and
are we
what
on our
can
list?
happen?
Where are we on our list?
Three.
Three
Are
now.
we?
Well, yeah, we're
You
3.
said-
but
you said Arteta's
we
3.
put Arteta
No,
3.
I have Arteta.
Well,
Oh, I thought, yeah, I thought
Oh,
it was weird.
I've got Arteta 3. But what
I
I'm
have
trying to say
Arteta
is,
3.
what I'm trying to say is, you come the end of next season, and Arteta still has nothing, and it's getting closer. he is under big threat because if you're an Arsenal board, you've done 4 seasons right at the top of the ladder and you haven't taken that next step.
Mate, the next step is beating the best team of like all time.
So they're at
But
the bottom
you've
right
gotta
now, and
do
you're
it.
nowhere near it.
You've gotta do it at one point.
You're 9 points. The 1 year they're off, you're nowhere near the top. You're 9 points off the top.
Mate, it's November.
But this to go which point? To 9 points is Liverpool losing 3 games.
To God,
and
I'm
you
more
winning 3
concerned
games.
about City right now than I am Liverpool. Like I swear to God. Like as in, I said the same thing last year. Liverpool gapped the league last year, did they not?
They were 6 points ahead, yeah.
Yeah. And how many points did they finish behind us? Probably 6, 7 points. So
I just think
12
so
points.
you need to win 3 and you need to lose 3.
How many points did
20
Liverpool
games.
finish
77
behind us
last year.
They finished on 77.
Yep. So not that far, actually.
That's a lot. Didn't we finish on
10
88?
Yeah, maybe.
89, they finished on 82. And they were 6 points ahead. So it's like, that's like a
13
13-point swing.
13.10.
You know, like in a shorter time frame. So I just think if Liverpool lose this weekend, the narrative around this changes so fast. And I know it's a big if, but they're also versing City, who won the treble 2 years ago.
Anfield, though. Pep's never won at Anfield.
So yeah, wouldn't that be the time to go break 5?
Actually, for Pep,
wouldn't that be the time? Break
would
a
be-
5 losing streak, his worst losing streak in his career. Go on, win at Anfield. You know, look, the same team that lost to Forest a couple of weeks ago. Like, you know, this is a good Liverpool team, and it's all going really well. I just think there's so much to play on. I just think Arteta's the GOAT. No.
to make it make
Well,
sense,
yeah.
I had 4 Arteta slot 3, and you had who 4, who 3?
I had 4 slot Arteta 3, Unai 2.
And I had Unai 2. So
I
I
had
Pep
Unai
1. I
3.
think we all know.
I had
what-
Unai 3, Arteta 2.
yeah,
Yeah,
and I had Unai 2
that's
as well.
pretty fair. Yeah.
Just quickly on the Unai thing, like, I think he gets a lot of credit for, you know,
But then he did
That
his
relegation.
last year,
They were relegated.
and even in the Champions League this year, he's done pretty well.
like he's old. Like Unai's just a little bit older. Like he's just how old is Unai Emery? He's probably 45 to be fair. 53. Okay,
I think
so
Arteta
They're still unbeaten in
is
the Champions
better,
League,
but
right?
it's just the winning thing again. That's why I've got Arteta 3.
yeah, but like look at Unai at Arsenal compared to Arteta at Arsenal.
Yeah, but
you know,
Yeah, but look how long
That's
he
perfect to my
got.
point. That's perfect to my point. Arteta, Unai's won trophies, but he's not a good. He hasn't won any leagues, has he? But he's a winning manager versus like a footballing.
It's what you
system
value.
manager.
It's like you.
That's the exact-
It's what
that's
you
a
value.
what is Unai? I mean, we're talking about his.
He's won
We're
like
talking about
6,
Europa
7
leagues right
trophies.
now. Like
Yeah,
like,
exactly. But whatever, it's still a trophy.
but
versus-
Europa League's
I
when
know
he
it's
probably
just
shouldn't have won
It's
it.
just a very different.
People,
Like
people hold against
it's
Zidane
just-
that he only won 1 league title in 4 years.
it's just a very different. I swear he was there for 3 years as well,
We won 3 Champions Leagues
and a league title in 3 years. Pretty
and
good.
1. Yeah, but everyone's like, this is the best team ever, and you couldn't win all those league titles.
with
like winning
a
Champions
with a
League.
Barcelona against you though.
Regardless,
That was also the best
regardless,
team ever.
regardless.
That's the
The
point of
Unai
league
thing.
versus
The
trophy,
Unai
though.
thing is like
That's what I'm trying to make. Winning versus league.
like literally comparing
I'd actually
Unai
say
and
Barcelona
Arteta
underperformed.
at Arsenal. Unai, like it's just night and day. One of them was like, you know, one of them came in and just tried to put his tactics in and, you know, good evening and all that stuff. The other one changed the identity of a club. Arteta,
Which gave him. Okay, go look at the point, and this is my only flaw with the Arteta thing.
Unai came in and just tried to, you know, be like, you know, put in some tactics, play Lucas Torreira at Cam, you know.
But go look
like,
at, you're telling me right now if
Arsenal fans love that code
If
word of, like,
Arteta
culture.
was the manager when Unai was there, I am guaranteeing you Arteta gets the sack. It's because you've got one more manager, you gave him extra time.
I
You
know,
Arteta
it's different
gets. So you think Arteta
circumstances.
does? No, bring it back. It's like right now. You know, like Ten Hag got. Do you know, like Ten Hag got more time? If Ten Hag was David Moyes, Ten Hag was not lasting 2.5 years.
yeah, but like Arteta and Ten Hag,
But it's
very
not my,
different.
no, but it's not my
very
point.
different.
It's not my point. When they finished eighth that
Arteta-
second year,
No,
he gets the
when
sack.
we brought Arteta in, he convinced. This is because he was able to convince everyone there's a plan. He was able to. When you know before we.
Fuck, I've got a plan as well. It doesn't mean it's fucking gonna happen.
Yeah, because you can't convince me there. Arteta did. He convinced a whole fan
finished like
base.
sixth and
He
he's still-
convinced
yeah.
a whole club, and he's convinced. You know,
He finished eighth.
Whatever it was. But he still
he
convinced
finished,
people.
he finished
with
eighth
still
2 years. He
finishing
finished
that.
eighth 2 years in a row, and I was still convinced. You know, like as in.
Obviously
this
it
is the
worked,
same-
but that
no,
no club
this
is
is
doing
the-
that. Liverpool aren't doing that. City aren't doing that.
No,
United aren't doing
because-
that.
because-
Chelsea aren't
because-
doing that.
Because Arteta is a special manager who's this
They
close
haven't
to
finished that
to
low,
con-
eighth.
He's a special manager who's this close to showing the rest of the world that he's the real deal because he's going to win the leagues and win.
He's good in press conferences, you know. Like, no, I know
Mate,
what you're saying.
You changed sides all of a sudden. I thought you were on his side. I thought it was like you two be me.
He came in and he convinced bloody Troops
I'm on the
TV
Unai now,
and
that
Mr.
Unai
DT and AFTV that he's different and he's going to change the club. You know, like the fact that the whole of AFTV...
He kicked a couple players out and put his identity on it.
The fact that the whole of AFTV wasn't Arteta out shows you how convincing he was.
Flynn, I don't care how convincing the bloke was. If that was Unai, if that was 3 years earlier, 2 years earlier, before then, he gets the sack. I'm right. He gets the sack if there wasn't one more manager down.
I don't agree. I don't agree.
Can you understand though why he's a good manager though, Tots?
I don't agree.
This sounds so... I've gone like...
Unai?
No. Arteta. Can you understand?
I understand why Arteta's a good manager.
I see him as a good manager, or a great manager.
I'm not buying this shit either. It's like park the bus versus expansive football. I'm not buying this.
But there's like he has the system for a league.
So it's like is Zidane park the bus and Arteta's like expansive.
Well, Arteta,
is this like the comparison here? Like,
Zidane's holding these many, and Arteta's put a great culture and a great system. He's changed the club,
but there's nothing. Zidane had noodle hair Ronaldo, bro. Like, what are we talking about?
All I'm saying with your comment is Arteta has shown everything Arsenal has done has been correct. But if you're going back into that same situation, we're talking 1 in 100, you don't sack him. And you chose the right outcome. But that is so unlikely. If you put that in 100 different years, in 100 different circumstances...
I think that was his own doing.
No, it wased. It was... You guys are fed up. You guys were fed up and you were like, we're going to trust the process.
Fed up.
We're going to trust the process.
We've gone through one manager. I mean, fed up. I mean, they kept Wenger there for 15 years after he was good.
No, but Wenger kept finishing 3rd or 4th.
No, but I'm saying it's in like... If you're all about... It's not that big of a drop. They
made the bold choice because Unai would be a staple for 4 and 5 for like
Unai,
6 years. But Unai was...
Look at Ange's philosophy. I reckon Ange will get the sack if they finish 8th against Tottenham.
Unai was constant regression. Arteta, we started low and he kept showing us there were signs. We kept putting,
That's right. If you're a manager, we'll start lower so your expectation goes down.
Yeah, genuinely. Don't finish second like Ten Hag and then regress.
Tell you what, it's very similar though, Unai and Ten Hag, because they both won. They both come from winning stuff. They go there. They have this attitude.
It's just about regression,
and they just go downwards.
If
you come with the ego and attitude, and then you keep dropping back.
I just think it's outrageous to say that whether you think Unai's a good manager or not and he should have been sacked is irrelevant, and whether you think he had a plan or not. It is outrageous though to say that whether Unai had happened or not, if this was earlier on in the piece and he doesn't get sacked, Arteta, it is ridiculous to say unless you guys got some golden ball that you look into and you can see the future. That is an outrageous call to keep him in. It worked, but it's an outrageous call at the time.
I disagree.
Let's wrap up our list on that point.
Obviously, Pep.
Pep won.
Probably the greatest, in my opinion, greatest manager of all time. So.
Yeah. Oh, no. The second best manager of all time.
Clip that.
Nah, that's not... Bro.
Yeah.
Look at the team, Sir Alex. I'm not getting into this debate.
Let's not.
Okay, let's not. We're going to be here till Christmas.
Pep clears, but it's all good.
Pep won. Let's get into the big one. So Fulham 1, Wolves 4, classic Fulham.
The big one.
The big one's coming up. Fulham 1, 4, Wolves 4, classic Fulham. Like to drop 2 after winning 3, so they'll probably drop another one next week.
Gary O'Neill, supposed to go.
Gary O'Neill's back. Cunha, goals. He's killing it for them. All right. City 0, Spurs 4. Who saw this one coming?
To be honest, it seems... when you look
you're a hindsight merchant.
No, when you look at it... after it happened, and that's very much a
hindsight merchant. That's exactly what a hindsight merchant is.
But
to be fair, looking back,
you actually can see it happening. Tottenham have had the better of City for a while now.
I don't know if I read this right. Apparently, that's their best away stadium to play at, which can't be right.
No, it probably is right.
How are they not beating Southampton like 4 or 5? That makes no sense.
They haven't versed Southampton that many times. No, but you look at it. I'm pretty sure City's only beat them in the last 5 years once.
That win, by the way, just gives Ange. It just gives him so much more
time,
and it just comforts it. And Brandon Johnson's not going to get a game anymore because Kulusevski sort of played. Where did he play, by the way?
He forced him out wide.
He played he had to because Matt Madison is their best chance creator. Statistically,
sorry.
he is.
But
Right?
would you take Kulusevski at the 10 or would you take Madison? I'm taking Kulusevski at 10 right now. Doing it for Sweden, done it for Spurs before.
I just think you got to play Madison.
I think you get the best out of both players by putting him one on the right and one in the
Kulusevski has looked nuts through the middle. I agree, and we'll touch on that in a bit. Like as in why he looks so good, but Madison, he got dropped because he was playing like the 8 and it just wasn't working. Mm-hmm. And
I thought a bit of falling out was happening
but
there as well.
yeah, I thought so. I thought it was grim for Madison to be honest. But Brennan Johnson has been good, but he's just like a end of a ball in the box sort of guy, right? Like he doesn't offer a lot. And it's like, would you rather get a little bit less out of Kulusevski and play Madison, or play Johnson? And it's. I think the we can answer the question. I think we'll see that going forward. We'll see, like probably right. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like it's hard not to keep that at least for the next few games. Yeah. But yeah, what I mean, did you guys watch the post match of Pep?
I've read.
Bro, he was like shook.
Yeah, but some of the stuff didn't make any sense. I was reading.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Do you see what I messaged the chat?
Yeah. But I read some of the news articles and it didn't make sense to me.
He made no sense.
He made zero sense.
I was reading some of the.
He made zero sense. It was ridiculous. I'm like, what is this?
So even live made no sense.
He forgot how to speak English as well. It was insane. His English was getting like worse and worse. It was insane.
It was like Spanish.
Bro, it was mental. I was like, what? He's on drugs or something. It was crazy. But yeah, I've never seen Pep like this ever in terms of like
context. So 2 years unbeaten run at home, finished 5 losses in a row, 4 goals scored in that
5
time.
losses in a row is the worst.
Worst in Pep.
His
worst Pep's history or City's history?
City for 18 years, so prior to, or just start at Oil.
So like, before
start at Oil. So if you like before Christ and after Christ, it's like, after Oil. Guardiola's worst home loss in his career, so Barca, Bayern, all that worst home loss in his career. First reigning top flight side to lose 5 games in a row since 1956 in Chelsea. And now Liverpool if they win, 11-point gap, which is now the big headline, right?
I know it's
all these titles.
Yeah, I know it's there's more to it, but this really does it's got to kind of frank some of that Rodri Ballon d'Or, surely.
I want to shout out, and it'll lead my list out on Kovacic because he was in there. And Rico Lewis, look, I don't know why he keeps playing this guy at like the 6 because
he's been playing right back.
He played the 6 on the week.
He played the 6 on the week. I know,
but he consistently plays him. He hasn't been that great.
I know he's played a lot of minutes this year. Rico Lewis.
I think he's the one guy that played every game or most games. Like that.
Yeah, no, he hasn't played every game, but
he stinks.
But he's played pretty much. Yeah, he's played pretty much 90 in every game. To be fair, and
Rashford areas, man.
Yeah, and he's obviously he's not 26, but
no, but like persisting playing a guy that is killing you. Like,
he hasn't been good. I agree. He's been trying to force him in this team for whatever reason, and he's just not doing it. So yeah, I don't know what's up with. I don't know what City do, to be honest.
It's another midfield thing. I was like, same as Arsenal. The ball doesn't move the same way it did with that midfield structure.
Doesn't help when Haaland's scored 2 out of 9 big chances.
I know.
Do you know what's crazy about every time I watch a City highlight reel, it's like
do a Haaland post.
Well, it's just like Haaland. I've never seen someone miss so many chances from what look to be amazing saves. It's like he forces these like acrobatic saves from keepers because they're always on target, or a lot of them are on target, right?
Yeah.
He's not blazing wide.
No.
But it's like he's putting them in these areas where it's like, a keeper loves to get a big acrobatic save, like a big one of these ones, like over the bar and the whole body jumps up and
gets up, fist bumps the ball.
Because it's like I've never watched someone hit so many of the keeper from like 5 meters out, and it's just like you have to keep an FPL because of it. I have to captain him.
Well, the first chance of the game when you should have gone far post. That was the one for me. I think the ball came in. Vicario was at his near post. Far post was way open. He just drilled it near post, and that's sort of your point. It's like take the touch and like go far post.
And it's also like he's so close and he's so far. He hit the post he hit the crossbar from that little like that was a nuts.
That was a great turn and hit. Yeah.
But he's just a little bit off at the moment, and it was the interviewer, the journo at the end of the game said to Pep, like, if that goes in, it can just change the whole dynamic of the game. One of Haaland's 1 or 2 early ones.
That's just the weird thing about Haaland. bloke's output is insane, but I feel like when he doesn't have output, City are so far gone. And I think they proved that wrong last year a little bit in comparison to his first
Well,
season.
they went on a dry spell with 2 games. You
Yeah.
remember that?
War a dry spell for Haaland.
No, but in comparison to his first season.
Oh,
his
yeah.
first
He
season,
was significantly less clinical last year.
No. What I'm saying is, in his first season, it seemed more like
Didn't score
when
goals.
Haaland didn't score, City didn't play well.
Yeah.
Whereas like last year, it was like, Foden and Rodri were picking up the slack, and it seems like it's gone back to that this year. Maybe that's because Rodri's not there.
And Foden
but
didn't perform
it
either.
looks like when Haaland doesn't score a few goals, City are shit again, which goes back to that first season. And obviously this happens so, like, it's not a regular occurrence because Haaland does score quite regularly. But it's gone back to that, like, first year. Although, like, that first year they won the Champions League and everything.
But I think this year it's more down to the supporting cast is supporting nothing. Like I said earlier, Gundogan's legs was gone. They knew when they sold him that he was cooked. So that was a desperate return. Mateus Nunes, especially this new guy, is supposed to bring
Bloke's
life.
first touches and
awful.
Mateus has been there for years, I reckon.
3 years now, never.
Yeah,
really
3
said-
years.
It's mental
been-
age.
He's been there for a long
3
time.
I would have said 18 months.
He was
Bernardo
like
Silva.
50 mil from Wolves. And
Bernardo Silva's probably their best spark in some games, but still he has those off games. Grealish had been injured.
Vardy's their
dropped
best
off.
player, like without a doubt.
And he had a tough game. I thought he had struggled on the
Yeah,
weekend.
but Vardy's their best player.
That's the supporting Foden. The supporting cast isn't there.
Foden's been terrible this year.
Like, it's just like...
I think he's got 1 assist in like 10 games. He hasn't got a.
There's a reason why he must have... Like, I was questioning why they didn't start him straight away. It must have been a reason why they were holding him out. They must have known something. But they're back now. Like, Grealish is back. I know you said De Bruyne isn't the same player, but still he comes back.
Saw a
like,
post about
He was
KDB.
like, just whip it in.
Why are you panicking?
Yeah.
Why are you
It was
panicking
like-
the camera to
yeah.
scaring you?
Just cross the ball, bro. Put the chips in the bag. Put the chips in the bag, KDB.
It was good.
I saw that one.
That was hilarious. I thought that was so funny.
It's got 23 shots.
City had 23 shots.
A lot of long shots.
Is the more alarming part that, like, this is the worst City team in so long.
They're still like,
And then 9 off.
And they're
8 off.
only 9 points off. Is that the...
and second.
Only 8 points off.
8 points
Is
off.
that the scariest part? Like, they've lost 5
Have you heard
games.
Rodri
Bro,
reckons he's coming back this year.
City have lost 5 games in a
Have you
row.
heard that though?
And they're 8. No, I haven't.
Rodri came out in the press
believes.
conference. He goes, "I'll be back for the end of the season."
I haven't seen
Rodri's going to come back and score some winning
Bro,
goal to win them the Prem.
If City
It is
win,
so lined
if
up in the
City
stars.
win this weekend, they're 5 points off Liverpool.
Yeah.
And we've just had the spiel about this is like Slot has broken every record under the sun,
Yeah.
and so is Pep. Slot and
yeah.
Pep
They didn't-
are breaking every record
To separate themselves.
under the sun. And if they win this weekend, they're 5 points off. I mean, like, they're going to win the league. I'm not even like legit.
I agree.
Like,
What's their money? What are they paying?
$4.30. Load up. I'm not even saying this. Like, this is not fair. I mean, I can't believe that. Like, I found that hilarious. Like reading on Twitter and everything, and then I went to look at the table and they're second. It's
Price
like,
is chat minutes.
Yeah.
what the hell?
Yep.
I like the Goldbridge example there because it doesn't have a City, but any other team, 6 points is like that team losing to and you have to win to, and how tight the Prem is.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why it feels like
So much.
so much. But for
Yeah,
Pep,
but
it's
it's
different.
City.
For Pep, it's different. We exclude the rule for
City
Pep.
just like Pep
Bro,
just like
City
flicks
could-
his
City
fingers
could-
and he's
City could
he
win
just
this
comes
weekend.
in like one day in like end of Jan.
12 points for
He
them is
comes
3
in at the
points.
end of Jan and he's just like,
Yeah, we turn up now.
now we start.
now we start.
City win this weekend and they could win every
I
game
give you
for
enough
this year.
holiday. Now we start.
No, we start. No, we start. We should try.
I could imagine Pep saying something like that as well.
Legit.
To their competition, their rivals, Southampton 2, Liverpool 3. Do we all watch this one?
I was at work.
Yeah,
No, I
work.
don't watch it.
It was a funny. Well, here's the thing. You said though you felt like Southampton were gonna just hold on, but it just felt like
Oh, I was praying.
Hope so,
for it.
hope
I just
so.
saw, I was just seeing
But
the
it just, like,
notifications, but
it was. Just watching. I don't know. You just knew it was gonna happen. Like it just was an overwhelming sense of
well, that would have been a serious
just-
hiccup. It would have been like an elite like.
bottle for the weekend to happen.
Well, it would have been like I wouldn't be retiring, which would be good. You know, I
Yeah,
would have
yeah,
figured
yeah.
that out already.
Yeah, you would have gone early and you would have nailed it early as well.
It would have been elite actually, to be fair. But nah, look, even when I was at work, there was an inevitability about it for sure. Like, come on.
I got to be honest though, Southampton, they gave them 2 goals basically. The first goal
Apparently
gave
McCarthy
it
was
up
bad.
playing out from the back, and the second goal, Salah's goal, McCarthy just wandered out off his line, and then there was an empty net. So Rambo not being there probably hurt those guys, but
True, no Rambo.
no Rambo in that one.
Injured,
I think so.
dropped, surely. Stiff. Sorry, Rambo.
Big win for Liverpool. 3-2 keeps that He keeps that gap.
He hates Arsenal that much that he's just trying to get Liverpool points.
title.
That's hilarious.
The final game, our boys, 1-1.
Yeah.
Amorim ball. We haven't talked about Amorim yet on the channel.
Yeah, so just a quick one on Amorim.
True. Oh my god.
We haven't talked about Amorim at all.
I haven't been able to react to Ten Hag being sacked. Oh my god.
But like looking at Amorim, like quickly.
It's too late now.
Quickly, yeah, bloke sounds like he's gonna steal the moon.
No, legit though. The voice is
But
insane.
like I think he's going more down like the Arteta path where it's like my way or bust. So I can't see this guy. If this guy's still there in 2 years' time,
He would have won some stuff.
I think
and done
like
success.
he will
You're on
be.
an upward
He'll be
trajectory.
he'll be a decent manager on an upwards trajectory, not going down.
I feel like this is what United fans do every time though. This is the one. It's either not going to work straight away or he's going to be there for time. And whereas in reality, it's going to be like probably starts well.
3 years and sacked.
2 years.
Yeah, but like even like just looking at it, for him to come in for 2 days and play his philosophy straight away.
Well, what's he going to do? Like,
That's the thing, though.
No, you're right, but
and
look at-
he plays philosophy. He plays philosophy. Drew 1-1 to Ipswich.
No, but in like my defense to what I'm saying, you've been all this thing about Ten Hag changed his philosophy for the players and all this. It's like Amorim's like, no, I don't give a fuck.
Nah,
who the
now I'm
players
going to be a
are."
hater. No, you got to play to your players. No, I'm joking. No, I agree. That's a good thing to do, like 100%. But I'm just playing devil's advocate.
Wasn't that your whole thing on Ten Hag though? That he tried to change even from his first game. First game, he was like,
my thing on Ten Hag was 3 years later. I couldn't tell you how United play.
You can tell how Amorim plays from.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like I'm
not saying he's working. I'm just saying that he's going to be gone in a year.
I hate the fact
still here in
that
3 years.
I have Bruno in FPL now. You know, like I actually like this Amorim bloke. It sucks. I want when Ten Hag was there, I would never trade in a United player because I want to prey on a downfall. Every game, I want you to lose. No, I want you to draw every game because I want Ten Hag to stay. But I was a United hater under Ten Hag.
Yeah.
I actually like this Amorim guy because I agree.
Well, it sounds like Jose Mourinho. Have you heard some of the shit he's saying in his press conferences?
I think there's a bit about him. I'm like, there's just
That's the thing.
different.
He has the ego, so you're gonna have to live up to it.
Have you heard what he said? He goes, I think I am the best.
Yeah, but what are you going to say?
Yeah, but no other manager.
He's not Ten Hag, man. I hated Ten Hag.
Yeah, Ten Hag's press conferences were so boring. He's coming in and he goes, I am the right manager at the right time. This will succeed.
Ten Hag's problem was like
All there is was killed.
Yeah. But
All
he said everything wrong. Everything he said was wrong.
Like you heard this guy's like best friends with Jose.
My resume is second best in the league. I'm the second best manager in the league. It was all just wrong. It was all just wrong. You know, this Amorim guy, and he's Portuguese as well. Or was he Spanish?
No, he's Portuguese. He's literally Mourinho's best friend.
That's better. That's better.
He's Mourinho's best friend.
Yeah, Walter White versus Gru. And Walter
White.
Walter White versus
But if
Gru.
you heard, like, this guy's like Mourinho's like best
I
friend
haven't
and
seen
shit.
it. I haven't-
He better play like Mourinho.
He loves his press conferences. Like, he loves like taking the piss in the whole press conference. That's all he does. He's like,
It was good.
his first press conference was probably the best press conference I've heard since like Ralph Ragnick when he used to just abuse everyone.
No, press conferences are important though.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
That's
But
why.
I'd rather football than press conference merchant.
No, I know. But,
Like-
but as in, going back to my Unai Arteta point, Unai was terrible in the press conferences. And it started because he couldn't speak English properly. But I'm being
Yeah,
serious.
but Amorim can't
No one-
Cameron can't either, but he's still like he's so good in the press
but
conference.
no one ever took Unai serious because of good evening.
Good
I think
evening,
that was what he was known as. Good evening. Arteta came in. Drones. Where's the drones? Where's the drones? You got the drones? And it was like, whoa. Oh, who's this guy? Who's this guy? Right? Who's this guy?
You'd be so psychotic to be a man. Like, you're
Yeah.
a genuine
With,
sicko.
with Ten Hag, it was like pick a fight with Ronaldo. You know, say the wrong things. Just
Well, the
terrible.
problem was
Everything
Ten Hag
was-
started putting his players under the bus, which was the biggest thing you can't do as a
That's what I'm
manager.
saying. It all went wrong.
But that's the
It all
modern
went
thing.
wrong.
Everyone just bullies one player for the benefit of like themselves.
No, but look at Ferguson and Roy Keane bullied the players.
Who's Amorim going to bully? No one.
They were shit anyway.
There's no one in the
He
squad.
actually openly came out and said they're too scared. He said them last night.
Surely
they're
he
all too
hates
scared to play.
Garnacho. I'd love that.
Hates who?
Garnacho. I'd love a little fallout.
He
I reckon
did hype
Amorim-
him up. He said he's good in the half space. I love those words.
Good in the half space.
Good with his
Wow.
head up on the swivel. I love those.
Good in the half
Good
space.
in the
That's a
half
classic.
spaces. I'm here for the good in the half
But,
spaces.
like,
That's a corporate jargon.
That's
No,
my
but
manager, right? He gets the half space.
I don't know. Like you're always going to be optimistic at a new manager coming in. Well, if you're not, you
are more of a psycho than anyone. Yeah, if you're not backing a new manager.
Well, it's not about backing. It's about being optimistic. Like you see, and you got to look at the positives. Are there probably some negatives that I'm just like at the back of my head just dismissing completely?
What are they?
But Johnny Evans, we got cut apart on the break like way too easy.
How long? Wait, by the way, how long's Johnny Evans got left?
He's our best centre back.
If I know he's our best. He's only fit centre back probably as well.
Nah,
yeah.
the Lit's our best. The Lit's been good.
What's up with Lisha, by the way? How long's he out for?
Just because Argentina, they're flying or something, wasn't it?
Yeah.
They
came back really late. Argentina
Sorry, Johnny
players.
Evans is done. He's not seeing grass again. He won't see grass again.
I think he might play.
I think Martinez.
No, that's who Amorim
Martinez is going to work really well in a 3-back.
Yeah, I agree. Well, he's played left back as well.
Yeah, so
I think
3-back suits him way more.
Luke Shaw might work well as a 3 as well.
I thought you were talking about like a player, McDonald.
You know Luke Shaw played 35 minutes?
No, I didn't
You know
There's
what? The bench. I almost died. Malacia and Shaw's on the bench. I was like, what the fuck?
Malacia.
I thought you were dead, mate. He had no photo.
We went from no left backs to 2. Don't worry. These guys are lasting like a minute.
But the summary of the game. Positive, literally our goal. That movement was incredible.
Yeah, really good. Well, Ahmed was sensational.
No give and go. Ahmed on the line, cross back.
Well, he looks good in attack. It's just Bruno can't defend.
Yeah, but that's Amorim ball, mate. You have to learn how to defend.
What's the negative?
The negative is how easy you get to
drew 1-1 to Ipswich.
Chopped apart.
It's like he plays
pass.
solo attacking. Like it is legitimately like he pushes both wing backs, and one of them isn't even a wing back. One of them is a winger, but he plays him as a wing back up. But pretty much the DMs are up as well, so he just sits there with 3 at the back.
Is Bruno going to
3 on 3?
This?
I think Bruno's a flourish in this. I think he's going to cook.
Because I got him in FPL, so
he looked good for me. Like the first, actually, when we were good for the first 30 minutes, is when Diallo and Bruno were on the ball like 24/7.
Yeah, fair enough.
As the game the spaces opened up, that's when we got cooked. But next game, I think Europa League midweek, some stinkers hopefully, and just batter some.
Okay, so now I have a question. So what is the revised expectation for United to finish this year?
A European spot.
I'll take
a European spot.
Actually, you know what? Let's win Europa
What does
League.
Amorim need to get?
A European. I don't think he needs to get anything. He's not going to get sacked.
He's got Ten Hag squad.
But what if he finishes 12th?
Well, we are 12th. That's what we are.
So what if he finishes 12th?
I don't know if he gets sacked, but I think he'll go into the first 10 games of next year. Very close to getting sacked.
It's not. We all episodes talk about how competitive the league is to make up these points.
I know, but
I think we could finish like 10th or 9th.
I'm not saying this is what I think. I'm just saying as in, he's just come in. Obviously, the whole vibe is positive, right? Yeah. I'm telling you.
So you think he gets sacked if he finishes 12th? Of only coming in mid. If he came in at the start of the season, completely agree.
12 games in.
He's coming in, he's putting in a whole new philosophy. It might take 10 games to actually
less than 12th? I think he could be in
No, so where we are now, which is 12th, any lower than that is...
Yeah, completely agree.
Yeah, cool.
I think any lower than... I don't think he'll finish any lower than 10.
I'm just setting... I want to see what the expectation is now with a new manager in...
It depends on a few different things, like you like to say.
Like as in...
Context.
Obviously, everything's going to be positive. Obviously, right now, everything's going to be positive. I'm just saying as in, I know how quickly narratives change.
Correct.
For example, like if Liverpool lose this weekend... And if Amorim loses 3 in a row or wins 3 in a row, it's all going to adjust really, really quickly. I'm just interested, like in the terms of what now that he's come in, what sort of is the?
That's just I'm thinking though.
What's a pass mark?
I think going semi-final Europa League and top half.
Ninth in. No, I'd say that's a pass. I will expect better. I expect European.
What is this squad on paper? Where should this squad finish though?
5th, 6th.
But we don't even know how this team... Oh, like just taking the manager out of it.
Just on paper.
5th, 6th.
Where should... Like, what sort of...
Around the Villa.
What sort of calibre of squad is this? 5th, 6th? I would agree.
Yeah, 5th, 6th. It's not Arsenal. It's not Arsenal. It's not Liverpool.
Is it better than Villa?
It's not Chelsea. And it's not City. So that's 4.
Well... Okay, you take Emi Martinez.
It's the Tottenham Villa, so it's the
Tottenham. Yeah, I'll go Tottenham.
It's the Tottenham Villa.
Spurs are better for sure. Spurs are better squad for sure.
I think Villa.
I don't know if their squad. I think they're playing better.
1 for 1.
No, I think 1 for 1 Spurs kill you.
Over Villa. Would you take Villa over Spurs or Spurs over Villa?
I'd go Spurs. I've rarely rated Spurs' squad.
Oh, I don't.
Well, okay. Well, either way, let's say Spurs. We're 6. We're 6, 7, 8 with Newcastle.
Yeah, Newcastle,
Villa, and us.
I think Spurs are one of the best. So it's a bit of a tangent. I think they're one of the best front fours in the league. Mate, Solanke, Son, Johnson's been good, but have you played Kulusevski and Madison?
Individually, okay, yeah. But I don't think Kulusevski's a winger either. I think he has lost out there. Too slow.
Yeah, no, he's better through the middle,
Yeah.
I agree, but yeah.
Yeah, fair
A
enough.
bit of a tangent.
Yeah.
But no, I think if he finishes 9th, it's a pass. He'll go into next season, obviously, with a bit of expectation that he really needs to start to push on.
I agree. I think the season's a bit of a write-off, but
That's what I'm saying. This is
but
good for him though. This is good for him. He can just do whatever he wants.
the United, man.
I think
that club would make me want to do my head in. Like, how can you be 12 games in and the season's a write-off?
that's the thing.
No, I don't think it's a write-off.
For me right now,
No,
Europa
but
League's
or
all on.
the league is a write-off.
Yeah, Europa League's the only thing you're
can still
hustling
push
for.
for
You
Europa
just said
League.
ninth. You just said ninth as a passer. So all I'm saying is that, like, on that expectation,
you still have you
the
still want to
league
be
is-
pushing for.
No.
You look at the league, you can push for Champions League,
you
really.
No, you can still achieve stuff. But I'm saying the expectation is a write-off.
I'm
Essentially,
saying, maybe it's me being negative. Leagues, you're going for the Europa League.
that's Devo, man. 12 games in.
I'm going for the
I
Europa League.
disagree with you. It's not going to
How much-
happen.
and
But
how
I
much-
wouldn't
look
say
at
Champions
the best squad
No,
in the Europa League.
Champions.
How are we not going to go for the Europa
how much
League?
No, I'm
how
not
much
saying
money-
Europa League. I'm saying I'm disagreeing with you that Champions League is a complete
How much money did you
write-off.
spend in the summer?
150.
No,
Xerxes?
150. We
Xerxes?
sold it. Well, it depends. Net or we sold a bit.
Tots. Can I just
I don't know, net.
why wouldn't you go for the Europa League?
No, I'm saying we will. But what I'm trying to say is, I think we could still push for Champions League
If you
spots.
get the Europa,
If
you get a
things
trophy
go right.
and you get Champions League,
Big
you
if.
win. You get a trophy and you get
Yeah.
two
But do
things
you not
in
think
one.
it's a big if? But if there is an if there,
I know, but if Amorim's all
you
he
think
made
zero
out-
chance we could finish 4th?
How much money are you going to need to give Amorim to get a squad he wants? 500 mil? How many players?
But this is the thing, though. If he can find his players now that he needs in this write-off
Yeah, because
season,
he has to find them
you don't
now.
have
So
to-
that's the
you
thing.
don't have
That's
to
good,
then
maybe.
go and spend 500. You can actually know exactly what you need.
Mate, I just wonder how much money like United can afford to burn.
I think 200 max. That's it. Net 200.
But I'm
max,
saying
that's
it's in
it.
like.
I don't think we'll even spend that.
It's been 10 years of this now.
Of 250 every year. Net.
More like
Net
yeah,
250
yeah,
a year.
net, yeah.
I don't think
like,
we will spend that much. I think we'll clean it.
Like, it's just-
He's just going to find.
Do you
Don't
guys have,
say those
Do you
words.
guys have
Do not
that
say
much?
clean out.
Do you
It does
have
not.
that much money?
Nah, Amorim will.
Like under this new
they don't have money.
Ineos thing.
They're not,
Like,
they're not as.
They're not very rich. That rich.
They're just football savvy.
I just don't. I just. It's just like such an interesting. The club, the way that club has worked, by just burning money year on year.
They make so much money as well. They make the
No, I
most
know.
out of any club.
No, no. It's
I'm
just
going
mental.
there and give them $500 in a month, so they can take my money and use it to buy a player.
Are we quickly going to do the other list?
we just rattle this.
Yeah,
We'll
we'll
just
be-
rattle. I'll go for the full 20 quickly.
No, we'll just do each club.
Just go. Hey, from the bottom up. Southampton.
Archer.
So this is best performing player at each club right now. So
currently.
performing.
Yeah,
so
Archer
it's
for
not their best
Southampton.
I went Dibbling.
player. I went Dibbling as well. Cooked
Okay.
Liverpool last night.
Palace,
Ipswich?
Henderson. Oh,
Is it?
Palace.
Palace.
Okay, I did it before the game last night.
Mate,
Henderson.
You drew, mate.
Henderson.
I went Gay.
Yep.
Yep. Ipswich, Delap.
Delap.
6 goals.
Yeah, very. Cunha for Wolves.
Yeah, definitely.
7
Cunha.
goals, 3 assists, by the way.
Yeah, very
Cunha,
good.
mate, he's
I think that was a
10
clear
and
one.
10.
His
Yep.
touch. Do you see his touch?
Yeah, we didn't talk about that. I was with the most exciting game from the weekend.
Oh my god, he scored 2 goals, eh?
Yeah,
And
and
an
an
assist.
assist. The reverse ball
But
for the
both
assist.
his goals were insane.
Little dink as well.
He's a group. He,
Will he get...
He's only like 26, by the way.
Because he was cooking at RB, then left RB to go Atleti, never played Atleti.
yeah, but he played. He left RB to go to Atleti for 75
Bro,
mil.
Yeah.
People forget that.
Mateus
75 mil.
is 25 years old.
You know, he went to Athletic
Mate,
for
surely the Gunners sign
75
him.
mil.
Did he not scream Man City number 10?
He does scream.
Man City.
He screams
fucked
Man
De
City.
Bruyne off to Saudi and get him at number 10.
He's a different type of
No,
player.
he's
though.
he's Julian Alvarez 2.0.
Yeah.
At City.
And that's what Alvarez did. Played the sort of like not 10, but like the false
Yeah,
10.
yeah.
Like,
Definitely.
He
Get
screams
him there.
City.
Leicester,
I
Bonanotte.
went Justin.
I went Hermanson. 47 saves, 4 saves a game. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that is ridiculous.
It's all about XG though. Expected saves.
He's... Oh, but he's prevented 0.7 goals for Leicester. That's not too bad. For Leicester, I'm giving him
That's
that.
good.
Okay,
I went-
McNeil for Everton.
I went Pickford.
Obviously.
I went Pickford.
That's a valid one.
Valid,
Yeah.
yeah.
I went McNeil. 3 and
McNeil's
3.
been good.
3 goals.
Dutch
3 assists.
football at its finest, McNeil
When he
flying.
cooks, they cook. It's like
Yeah.
it's a simple correlation.
saw
Bowen,
Yeah.
Bowen for West
Yeah,
Ham.
Bowen as well.
I went Somerville. Only got 1 goal, but he's been their best player. I think.
Yeah.
Crysencio.
Semenyo for Bournemouth.
My brother.
Cook.
Semenyo. That's also my brother's cook as well.
Let me cook.
Let him cook.
Onana for United.
Yep.
I went
Onana
Musa
as well.
Masuri.
That's fair shout.
3.5 tackles,
Onana's
4.4
been-
ball
he's been a
recoveries.
lot.
Onana's
2.3
been really good
clearances.
since he's even though
Last night was-
even though De Gea saved 3 from
I didn't
3
actually
penalties.
see that goal last night. Was it?
No, he got the deflected off someone's head and went even further in the top corner. He got.
right.
Yeah, it was no chance.
He would have got there.
He made
actually,
he made like 2 or 3 really
if it
good
didn't
saves.
deflect,
Yeah.
I think he would have saved it.
See, anyone see De Gea though? How good he is for Fiorentina?
His first game,
Yeah, he
he
was
did two
cooking.
penalty saves.
Yeah,
He saved another penalty on the weekend.
He
He's
got
3
an
for
assist.
3.
Didn't he get an assist?
Did assist.
He got an assist. Yeah.
Yeah,
I've been
He's
watching
incredible.
the game.
He's like 6 -6 like saves XG or something
Yeah,
as well.
it's
Something crazy.
ridiculous.
Then I've got Mbuemo,
Yeah,
very
same.
straightforward.
Mbeumo.
8 goals.
Yeah, that one was as straightforward as comes. Smith Rowe.
Yep. I went Smith.
I went Iwobi, 3 goals, 2 assists.
That's-
Great goal on the
that-
weekend as well, by the way.
Yeah, it won't be Smith cooking.
Newcastle now, this was a hard one.
Yeah, it was really hard.
I went Barnes, but he got injured. But I think he was really good at the start of the season.
Yeah, I went Lewis Hall.
This is one of my rogue ones that I want to do different. I went Sean Longstaff.
He's actually been quietly
He's
going
come
under
in
the
and
radar.
literally changed their team. And
That's
since he
fair.
started playing, he
Yeah.
starts. I think they've won most of the games he started.
Yuri.
Yuri
Yeah, I
Tielemans
went
for Villa.
Tielemans for Villa.
4 assists, man.
I know.
2.5 tackles a game. Not dribble past.
But he's been really good,
He's been nuts for them. Him and
especially
Nana.
since Douglas Luiz's.
Forrest
Yeah,
picks
Forrest
himself, surely.
Yeah, Forrest Wood.
Surely,
Wood.
Chris Wood,
Big
yeah.
Wood.
Tottenham, I think we got different here. I've got Brennan Johnson.
I went Kulusevski.
Very valid. I thought I just
I went
got a little
Kulusevski as
different
well.
here.
His stats, he seems to have more impact than that. 2 goals, 3
Kulusevski's
assists.
hell Odegaard areas in terms of like doesn't get the output necessarily, but it's the pass before the assist.
Yeah, I was
you know what I
saying,
mean?
like on Tottenham, number 10 is so important for that team because it was Maddison last year when he was cooking, they were cooking.
Yeah.
This year when Kulusevski's been on, they've won.
Well, at least they found 2 now, which is more
Yeah,
positive.
whoever plays
for
well,
them.
they have to play well.
Brighton Welbeck.
That man,
I
Danny
went
Well.
Belieber.
Yeah.
I know he got a red card, but he,
Nah, but he's been
mate,
elite.
every time he's
20 years
every
old,
time
man.
he's on the grass, I hear the commentator say 100 mil signing, 100 mil signing. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
But he has
They,
been.
they do froth that out. The commentators, that's like their code word for the game.
Arsenal Saka picks itself.
Yeah.
4 goals, 8 assists, 12 goal contributions in 12 games.
Chelsea Palmer.
I went Nicholas Jackson.
Went Moises Caicedo.
He's been good as well.
Best DM in the league right now.
Mate, I think Palmer has been like,
He's stat pads in some games.
mate, if he didn't get 4 against Leicester, he'd be on fraud watch.
No.
Yeah, but that
He's still a top 10.
those
No,
assists, man.
Palmer is a very good player, but he has blanked every big game this year. I swear it's every big game.
Unequivocally, that's just true. That is just
Like it
I
is
agree,
just
I agree.
true. Like
you can't argue
and-
that. He's not going
yeah.
near it. That City game first game of the season. That's when we first saw. But like
I think Jackson's been the most consistent player. Oh no, Caicedo maybe, but Jackson's been just doing it up top.
that was a goal on the weekend. We talked about the goal. It was a great goal on the weekend.
City. I've gone Haaland, but he's blanked a bit recently.
I went Vardio. I thought Vardio picks itself.
Well, I led on from I went Kovacic. 7
True.
3 goals, 2 tackles a game, 4 recoveries a game. Not dribble pass.
I thought Vardio picked himself.
This guy's come with the clean stats.
I managed to write back to that because these are the rogue selections. But like Kovacic wasn't there on the weekend. They looked even worse in transition. He's so important for their transition
Yeah.
defense. So I think I'd whack him in
And
there.
then Yaya Toure.
Yeah, what?
Gravenberch.
Oh, I thought it was
I don't
like
get it.
African
Yeah,
joke
Toure,
there
yeah.
being made.
No.
I went Salah.
No,
I went Salah,
Gravenberch
yeah.
is literally playing like Yaya Toure.
Yeah, he is playing. He's big lanky,
No,
but
I went Salah. I think that's
16
I think
goal
that's
contributions.
Yeah, Matt, he's actually in career best form.
And I was going to say this earlier, his performances have been so average, but he just continues to score.
Yeah, that's what's scary. But
People hates it because he doesn't get any involvement and then just whacks a goal and
Yeah.
assist in.
It kind of like that. That's the thing which I think historically has affected his
Reputation.
consideration in terms of like the best players in the Premier League history because he's so consistently has done nothing in games before, but then just scored.
whacks a
But I
goal.
think you have to like you can't deny the output.
And he just
And-
cooks big teams.
Yeah, he does. Yeah,
Him and Saka froth playing the big game. They just
No, Salah does cook big teams.
they dominate big games. There you go. That's our final segment. We've had it's been
A long episode.
It was due,
it's
mate. It was
penned
due.
up. All this energy.
Yeah,
been
we've
penned
had a
up
lot
for
of
3 or 4
stuff
weeks.
happen.
And we had to get
Mate,
it out.
how are we not going to talk about City? There's City storylines, Liverpool storylines,
United new manager.
United new manager, Steve Cooper, my guy. No,
My guy.
like
The best manager in Premier League history, Steve Cooper.
No, but there's been a
lot.
We were due.
We're due a
So
big
it's
one.
needed.
Good with him back. Thanks for joining us, guys. Thanks for the patience as well. Been quiet on the channel. Normally, like daily uploads. Normally, it's been like 2 weeks of nothing. So thanks for that. 5 stars Spotify. Like, comment, subscribe on YouTube.
1.5k by Christmas, 2k by the new year.
That
So-
is genuinely the goal.
Sometimes like exercising, you just need a little bit of like the rest break
Hey,
before
he's been tapering.
I've been tapering.
Before
And now-
like,
and now
before
this
like
is
it
the-
just
this is the Iron
rises
Man.
again.
This is the
You
Iron
know
Man.
what? Couldn't hit a new PB, and you just needed like another week off.
taper off to
and
go
then
back
taper
and
off.
hit that goal.
Get the muscles like.
That's the goal. 1.5 by
Speaking of,
Christmas.
I got a bike ride soon.
Yeah, and actually, well, I'm telling you, there will be solo pods from Norway and Finland coming mid-December.
That's crazy.
That's
Norway
crazy.
aren't hitting.
Is that where you're going? Norway and Finland.
There'll be solo podcasts from a Finnish room or a sauna. I don't know where I'll be. I'm gonna whack a
sauna.
mic. I'm gonna whack a
How
mic
long-
on.
how long are
and
you
just be
away
like,
for?
3 weeks.
Okay. So we'll try.
When do you leave?
14th of December. We might. You know what I might do?
Should we try and record-
We might do some pre-recorded, just like segments.
Yeah, just like 20
And
minute
I'll
videos.
just we'll do like a Christmas.
Yeah.
I'll do a
Christmas
Christmas
hats, we'll chuck
countdown.
the Christmas hats
I'll
on.
do a Christmas countdown. I'll try to do a video a day of December.
Yeah, we can come in
Crazy,
instead of spending
yeah.
2 hours on a potty, dude.
We can do
6
like
videos.
four-
5 videos or something.
Yeah, we can. You know what? We might do that. This is. I'm just thinking about. Yeah, we might do that.
Yeah, we'll do
So
that.
get excited about solo podcasts from Dubai, Finland, and Norway coming up in the next
That's
month.
crazy.
Cold.
Nathan will be back on Wednesday night or Thursday morning. Good to have you boys back.
I heard the Zin's very popular in Norway.
They're going
and
crazy.
Sweden.
They're getting dialed in Norway. With that being said, guys, we'll see you guys next week. See you later.
Yeah.